Hello everyone and welcome to Mutants and Master Minds, 3rd edition. This will be our second playthrough after the first campaign ended like 2 years ago. So now we have 2 new players and 1 returning player from the previous campaign. And now, dear beloved comic readers and also superhero fans, Mutants and Master Minds, 3rd edition is a game that I really love, and also we're going to be starting in a city created by, of course, one of my players, and we're going to name it Miracle City. Also based in the actual Mutants and Mastermind world, where there are Freedom City, Nova City, Emerald City, and also many more from places such as DC even, and including them into this world. But as we were talking also during session 0, no other superheroes from Marvel and DC will be here. So do ignore the Marvel logo at the front, as it will be changed to both Marvel and also DC. But as we go towards the world's timeline, it is the early 2000s, 20 years exact after the first campaign ended. And here, all the heroes are no more. And nobody knows what actually happened to this old heroes. The golden age is over, and now comes an era of a new age of heroes. And as we have 3 players here, each with different abilities and also heroic identity, we're going to be going from our player that's going to introduce himself with Yamanari.
Well, if Yamanari has any say, this is going to be the Dragon Age of heroes, as he is literally a dragon. He is a massive blue dragon whose focus is on speed and tankiness. And he fights crime in the middle of the night, trying to stay hidden.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's Yamanari.
Oh, okay.
Right. And next we have Jason Tennyson.
Jason Tennyson, the adopted son of a police officer and a high school teacher, but he's trying to be much like his dad, something related to law enforcement and study law, but by night he's the enigmatic mnemonic, fighting crime mentally and telepathically, trying to put an end to the epidemic of criminals and forever changing their ways, without even so much as an ounce of blood need to be shed needlessly. He believed if he can do this to criminals, then they can definitely work themselves out to be a better members of society. And that's it.
All right. Then lastly, we have an old hero played by a new player, playing an old character, which is Grandpa.
Okay, so my character, Andrew Galloway is his name. He very well remembers the golden age of heroes because that was when he was in his prime. You see, he is not just a superhero, he is a retired professional golfer, the greatest of his generation. Now that he's retired, he has come across knowledge that his unique powers when it comes to golf are not just built for him specifically to play golf. They are actually superpowers. Now he fights for the future he never knew he could, as Grandpa.
Now we have a hero, a mutant that calls himself Yamanari, a blue dragon sprouting wings, scales at such a young age, and also an old hero that actually got his power from an amulet that he actually found, and also another mutant, which is Jason Tennyson, where I believe the player forgot to mention that he is actually the son of a very famous X-Men character known as Jean Grey. But as I earlier mentioned just now, that none of the Marvel characters or DC characters will be here. I never said that they couldn't, but they play a very small significant role, as the new heroes will be the new face for this ongoing campaign. And we'll be starting session 0, which is actually issues 0, where I'll be doing each and every character's origin story as we move up for the next 12 episodes, all the way up until next year. And then, that is where we will see new villains being created. As the word says, villains are not born, they are made. Made by whom? Made by the heroes themselves. And now, going to the first scene for Grandpa. And then, Grandpa, it has been a long week and many long nights. You know you're old, you have fallen sick. You lay there on your bed, tossing and turning, sweating even. You see visions in your head, Grandpa. As you open up your eyes, you see yourself on the floor, cold as it seems. Further in the distance, you see stars, rocks floating. You see that you're perhaps within space and time itself, but you're unsure where you are. Is this a dream? You're not too sure. But as you notice, an old temple that lay ahead in front of you. A creature, scales as green as the grass as you stood, wearing a crown, and his wings flap open. It seems to be wearing an amulet that bear the same significant design of what you are wearing. But as you're floating within this ground itself, within space, this magnificent green creature, mystical in nature, you think to yourself, decided to actually speak. It growls at first as it looks at you. Grandpa. I was about to mention your name as Viscount, because your name is Viscount in my PC screen. As it looks at you, Grandpa. It growls and spoke. You that are within times and space, a different world between your world, a different universe between yours. This, you think, might be a dream, but it is not. It speaks out, though, as it growls again.
Well,
You. Then after it speaks again, it's like, you bear and wear the amulet. That is not meant to be yours. But I sense there are not much of malice, nor death within you, but you are old. You couldn't comprehend what you are wearing, and neither do you know what you are using. Its power will consume you as more as you use it. But as time goes by, until that time, you will be by my side. Then you see a number of bubbles actually appearing. Then you think to yourself, Grandpa, this creature that spoke to you, you did actually show signs of fear, but you are unsure if this creature is just a figment of your imagination. You pinch yourself, of course, just to make sure. Then you look at the amulet on your neck. You look at the amulet that this creature is wearing. To you, you know that the fact that this creature is a dragon, a mystical creature that do not exist. And yet it feels as if that this creature is real to you. When you look at its amulet. Okay, Grandpa, to you?
Okay. I am my character, Andrew Galloway, is somewhat torn at this particular stage. On one hand, he's very, very confused. And on the other, he is also very, very confused. He's pretty sure that the meatloaf he had last night was fresh, but
not that fresh.
But Andrew's actually going to speak up here and say, "So you've been talking about my lucky charm here?" And he...
Oh my god.
This has been passed down in the family for generations. I've been using it. And whenever I wear it, my golfing skill improves, like, massively. And you're saying I don't deserve it? It's been in my family for generations. It's an heirloom. Well,
You could have sworn you saw this creature smiled as you actually told him it's a family heirloom. And the dragon then continued. Ever since, from your family down through many generations, it has been found in an ancient temple just like mine, just like the one behind me, until that day comes. But the power bestowed upon you and many of your family generation down to your line has used its abilities, but only just minor. But you can sense it too. Danger is coming, and your universe will collapse just like mine. And yet, I sense that there will be another that will carry this heritage that you are wearing. Then the dragon then again smiled and looks at you, waiting for an answer from you. That's why you got to speak.
so to clarify, you think that I'm worthy of saving the universe? I mean, I'm a retired professional golfer. I'm not entirely sure why you're asking me to do this rather than getting one of the old heroes. You remember the old heroes back from like 30, 40 years ago? When I was a young'un? Why not get one of those to do it? They're actually heroes. I'm just a golfer.
The dragon does laugh.
They're old for a reason.
You are old, and yet you do not know of other heroes that also bear and wear the same amulet as I have used until now, that given you the ability to be one of the #1 golfers in the world. But as he's about to actually continue, you heard a pounding sound within your ear. And then after that you hear tum tum tum, tum tum tum. And you hear a voice speaking up. Grandpa, wake up! Hey Grandpa, wake up! And then the dragon then continued and said, it seems that your mind is elsewhere. Call upon me when needed. But until then, the amulet will then assist and help you when the time comes. And it's coming and near. Then after that, Grandpa, you heard the voice again. Tum tum tum. Tum. Hey Grandpa, you're gonna be late. Then you woke up in your bed. Again, the pounding sound. Tum tum tum. Grandpa, wake up!
He's not even on the map, by the way. Just saying.
No,
Oh, okay, here we are. He blended into the background
Wake
so
up.
well.
Blend into the background. He should call himself Chameleon.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Alright, by the way, Grandpa, this ads is actually a secret room. Okay? Where you keep all your stashes and many more.
Okay.
You open
Got
the
it.
door. You head straight out of the hall. Within your small apartment. It's not a small apartment. It's actually one of those grand apartments that's actually built not far from the golf course itself. Maybe just a few miles. You heard a voice very familiar to you. And again, toop, toop, toop. Grandpa, it's me, Eugene. Open the door.
Okay. Well, I've just woken up. I'm in my long pajamas, so I'm just going to talk through the peephole for now. So, Eugene, how are you?
And then he looks at the peephole, he shows you his watch, and said, "You're gonna be late, Grandpa. I'll be waiting in the car. Quick!"
All right, give me about maybe 5 minutes.
You saw him actually walking down the staircase, heading straight towards the car.
5 minutes is usually what it takes for me to quickly to basically throw some clothes on, get a snack bar, and get ready. I must have overslept.
You should also forgot one thing. You youth today, you always in a hurry. Complain about today youth. Because you're no longer a younger man. You need to complain about today's youth.
Well, that's not a requirement of being old, but there is some good and some bad in young people, as there was when I was young. Frankly, I'm just needing to get. So within the span of 5 minutes, I grab a quick snack bar, throw on some clothes, put on some deodorant, get my golf clubs, and get ready.
Pick up your Nokia 3210, and then pick into your pocket and left.
Okay, coming down the stairs. Alright, Eugene? You ready to go?
I'm ready. Hey, Grandpa, you need to teach me to be the best golfer just like you. Besides, Eugene Woods need to be the #1 best. And you're still holding the title. He points at you, 2 fingers pointing at you. Then after that, you went in, you put your golf bags at the back seat, you start the engine, then after that, you two drove off straight towards the golf course. And after spending a few hours there, you taught Eugene Woods a number of moves and a number of techniques. And then you're gonna say 4, and after a while, you hit. Then Eugene and said, "Hey, Grandpa, no matter how hard I try to beat you, I'm unable to do it. I tried every single time, and yet you have always managed to at least hit a hole in one. How do you even do it?" He spoke and looked at you, surprised at what you're doing. He stood there and standing there looking at Eugene, and then Eugene holding his golf club, looking at you and said, "Hey, Grandpa, you need to tell me your secret. What is it? At least tell me. What's your secret, Grandpa? So many years, nobody else throughout the world itself is able to defeat you. In golf, I mean."
Well, I guess I come from I guess I'm just blessed in that way. You know, I was born in St. Andrews on St. Andrews Day, and my name's Andrew, of course, and as you would know, St. Andrews is where golf was invented, so maybe it's just a blessing. For the life of me, I'm not actually sure.
He just laughed after that. And he just looks down on the floor, he looks at your golf stick, he looks at the golf balls. Really, Grandpa, it must have taken you a lifetime to be this good. And then you need to actually show me how it's done. But regardless, you told me how to swing, you told me where to aim, you told me everything. And then after that, he went over to you closely and put his hand over your shoulder and said, "Hey, Grandpa, come on, tell me the truth. What is it really?"
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I know that it's not. I guess I don't think it's supernatural in any way, but I find myself kind of gives me a confidence boost whenever I bring this, and I bring out. Well, it's the amulet from the dream. It's not actually. I don't consider it an amulet per se. It's more of a choker with a pendant. It's quite old in its make.
Choker with a pendant. Can you Google image like a choker pendant or something and put it in Roll20 chat if you can?
Oh, I'll just get a quick photo of what it looks like.
Like, is it a locket? Like, you know those locket from Stargate or something? I'm not too sure.
Well, it's kind of like. Here, he'll quickly post it in the Roll20 chat.
Yeah, for the audience to see how it looks like.
He doesn't even, frankly, Grandpa never even knows that it is an amulet. If, as far as he's concerned, it's his lucky golfing charm. So...
Eugene looks to you, Grandpa. He looks a bit puzzled. Then after that, he laughed. He smiled. He said, "You're trying to make me believe that a trinket that you've been wearing all this time, ever since I was 10, is the one that's been making you strike like you always do? Getting a hole in one? Come on, Grandpa, really, tell me the truth. Not any of this mumbo jumbo supernatural stuff. I've seen a lot of weird things during my childhood, but nothing like this. And really, Eugene Woods then tell you, really, Grandpa, what is your ultimate secret? You really need to tell me."
Well, it's not that the amulet's supernatural in any way. It just gives me a confidence boost. But I guess all it comes down to is the same thing that all golfers do, but I just do a bit better, which is practice and clear skies. As long as you have practice and clear skies, you can never go wrong with golf. It's what my father told me, it's what his father told him, and his father told him way back to when my ancestors invented golf itself. Or at least, so the story goes.
He looks at you. Again, he looks puzzled and said, "How about Master Patrick or Master George? They're equally as good as you. I don't see any magical," or he unquote quoted a magical trinkets that they're wearing. They're just good.
Well, Patrick and George, they're excellent people, and they get a lot of practice the same as me. Especially now that we're retired, we get a lot of time to just spend on the course. I guess that's how we are able to improve so well, and why a lot of golfers are often the older men.
Eugene Woodson said, "Well, it's been a long day, Grandpa. Maybe we should head off towards the, and rest up in the, I really need to get some coffee. And do you know what happened to Master Patrick and Master George? It's been weeks, and the last time they told me they went somewhere to some South American jungle. There's no golf course in South America, not that I know of," Eugene Woodson said.
Not any famous ones, but there is still golf there. And besides, golf's been my whole life. It's been my family's whole life since golf itself was invented. But Patrick and George, they're really good. They're really good golfers. But but golf's not their whole life like it is mine. So maybe they're just going on a holiday.
And then Eugene said, "Yeah, they told me they're actually heading somewhere. They've been trying to beat you for many years, Grandpa, and yet they're unable to. Master Patrick and Master George, well, they're really determined. I've seen it in their eyes like weeks ago. One of them mentioned, it's like before flying off, it's like Patrick said that one day he's going to beat you, Grandpa. And George, my Uncle George, he's been asking me to join him in this adventure. But then, I'd rather stay here with you, Grandpa. And at least you get to show me something. Hey, let's head over to the golf cart and let's head off straight towards the clubhouse."
I can get you a sandwich or a schnitzel while you're there.
Yeah, let's go. And he speaks out. Then he sat at the golf cart, waiting for you to pick up your bag. You're still weak. You've been old, Grandpa. You don't have the strength anymore. You're no longer the young man that you used to. And Eugene Woods looked like that young boy that have potential. He's really eager to learn, and his determination to be just like you is as strong as how you were when you're young. But he's rash. He's rushing into things too fast. You know that. And you wish that you could actually tell Eugene that don't rush into things. And if he ever, because the golf tournament is coming soon for his age group, And not to mention, he's going into college very soon, which is the cross universities. And then he need to get ready for himself. But it's going to be days later. And after you said golf cart heading towards the clubhouse, you open up the door and entered. You see a number of people were there, like already ready as you actually entered. Then you see a man as you actually walk in together with Eugene. A man with a bald head, like glasses, actually put his hand on his chest and bowed to you. Ah, understand. Master Andrews. Nice to meet you. And I hope that your stay here would be a fruitful one. We have your favorite in the canteen. And, sir, there is a reporter here waiting for you. He's waiting at the canteen.
All right, then. Well, show me to the reporter, then.
Eugene Woods said,
Eugene, I've
another
got to do...
reporter? Is that?
Well, sorry, play a thing here, but could you repeat what was just said?
Okay, this man said, there's a reporter waiting for you at the canteen.
Okay.
Then Eugene Woodson said, another reporter? He asked you.
Well, you know, when you're as famous a golfer as I am, you tend to get a lot of these things, and it's not just golf either. Tell you what, you find us a table, Eugene. I'll go to see the reporter. Okay?
The reporter is at the canteen, Grandpa. We're heading there right now.
All right,
Let's
then.
walk.
While I'm doing the interview, you can find us a table, okay?
He said, I'm already here. Then,
All right then.
one
Wait for
of
me,
the
okay?
one of the cafe caretaker, known as Mike Headway, looks at you. Morning to you, Grandpa. Wait, what time is it now? Oh, I do apologize. With so many people coming in and out, I actually lost track of time. Afternoon to you, Grandpa.
Afternoon, Mike. And please, just call me Andrew.
Master Andrews, the reporter from the Planet Bugle is here. He's there waiting for you, and he points to you at this man, nicely like gel hair and glasses, and nicely tight tie. And he has a note.
All right then. Thank you so much, Mike.
Then after that, Mike Headway asked, as usual, sir, your favorite?
Oh, thank you so much. I take it. I take the favorite. I pay for it.
Mm-hmm. You pay for it, and you see two people that you're familiar with: Douglas Kenner, and also his wife Sue, looking at you. Morning to you. It's like, another good golf with your protege, it seems. Douglas actually asks you.
Yep, he is incredibly talented. Maybe he'll even be better than I ever was one day. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. And then Sue then questioned you and said, yeah, but don't you think that Eugene's a bit rushing into things, Andrews? He wants to be the best, but I think he should really focus more on his studies and less on golfing. That's what Sue asked you.
Well, you know what? That's fair. And frankly, I don't mind if he wants to play golf with me, but I do think studying should be at the foot. He is indeed quite he's quite bold. I'll give him that. I see a lot of myself in him, actually. Anyway, I've got to do an interview for the Planet Bugle. I'll be right back.
They nod their head. Be seeing you. As you head off towards this table, this mild-mannered man actually just got up from his chair and bowed his head and offered you his hand.
Okay.
So, you must be the famous golfer that I heard about. He offered his hand. My name's Kent. John Kent.
Pleasure to meet you, John. My name's Andrew Galloway. But doubtless you already knew that.
Yes. I've been writing stories about your many victories. Your many victories over two of your good friends even. Patrick and George. With, of course, I was actually waiting for an interview with them, but I heard that they're somewhere within somewhere within South America or traveling to Egypt. I'm not too sure why. I don't know of any golf competitions going on, but Patrick and Josh retired. Maybe
Hey,
the same as yours.
Patrick and George, they are retired, and golf isn't their whole life as much as it is mine. So, frankly, if they want to go on holiday and tour the world, then who am I to stop them?
Then he smiled. Yes, but I'm also here. So, I seen that he actually peek over behind your shoulder and he looks at Eugene. As you also turn to see Eugene pouring some coffee and milk, and then after getting some sandwiches, then John Kent then asks, so it seems that your protege is going to be the number one, I believe. Do you think that he could actually take the title with other young golfers?
Well, he definitely shows so much potential. I would never be surprised if he does take that title. You know, I just wish he wouldn't be so quick to rush into things. He's very talented and very gifted, but he's not one for patience. And you need to be patient if you want to be a golfer. I just don't know how to say this to him because, I'm good friends with him and I don't want that friendship to be shattered.
John Kent actually took his note and started writing. So, what do you think about the current engagement between yourself with Patrick and George? Are you all still good friends, still talking? I noticed that during your last tournament, we noticed that Patrick and George, they were not really happy during the interview that we actually wrote. But they did say that you give them a strong competition. And that was it. After that, they left. They left Miracle City and decided to actually head somewhere else.
Well, that's the first I heard. Last they told me after the tournament they were going to go visit their relatives in Arizona. But it does look like they have visited their they're going on holiday in Kent, in Egypt, in South America. And if they want to they want to get their minds off golf for a while, just calm their nerves a bit. But yeah, to answer your question, we're all still friends. We've been friends since we were in high school together. Me, the Scottish man, George, the Englishman, and Patrick, the Irishman. Just the three of us, united by our love for golf and for each other. It's quite heartwarming, really.
Interesting. And then after that, John Kent then asked you a number of series of questions, and you answered them thoroughly. Then after you answered it, then after a while, after that 30 minutes of interview, then John Kent then got up from his chair and then shook your hand and said, "Thank you for your time, sir. I'll be heading straight towards the Bugle, and I'll be writing the piece about you and also about your friends and about your golfing adventures ever since your younger days until now. I've always followed your reports, sir, and I've always have been followed every single tournament you have been in."
Thank you. It's good to know that even though I'm retired, I've still got fans.
Yes. But once I'm back from Smallville, I'll write you a piece. And it seems that your protege, Eugene Woods, is going to be in the same university as my nephew.
Oh, that'll be good to see.
Yes. Well, I don't want to waste your time, sir. I'll be heading off.
All right then.
Then John Kent just actually left the building, left the canteen, and after that, you got up from your chair and head straight to Eugene. Eugene Woods then asked you like, "Hey, what happened?" And you told him about the interview. And after a while, and after all that, it was actually getting late. And then, like during this time itself, you decided to actually. Then after that, then you and Eugene then left the clubhouse as it was getting late towards the evening, and then decided to drive off towards the city. And it was here that you decided to actually head straight towards one of the night shops before to actually buy some groceries before you actually head home, at least to stock up. And Eugene is going to his university and check out the dorms. And during this time, maybe you're gonna check out his university. Eugene Woods is that boy that you actually met on the street, and he have that potential. And ever since then, he has actually always been following your footsteps. But Eugene Woods actually got up from the car and head straight towards the shop. And as you entered, the shop is empty as usual within the street. It's going to take maybe like another at least 15 to 30 minutes of you driving straight towards your small apartment. But as you actually entered the shop, you see the old man that have also been following your exploits. And then he said, "Ah, Mr. Andrews, it's been a while, but are you here for your usual?"
Yep, just the usual, thanks.
Then the man then got out and lift up. Here it is. Then after a while, Eugene actually went into the shop and also picked up some other items. Then you head straight towards the counter and then to look at all the other items that's going to be picked up. What? As Eugene like walks around and look at what's going on. And then after that, meanwhile, elsewhere within the sewers, on the chair, and more they actually pick up from the sewers itself. Trash that the people of Miracle City actually threw into the dumpster area not far from the sewers. And as it float, you see whatever things that you could actually use, Yamanari. But the sewer is your home. And the sewers of Miracle City is huge. As you travel from sewer to sewer, from city to city, and the many districts of Miracle City itself, you pick up what you usually find to be useful. But also at the same time, the radio that you pick up from an abandoned police vehicle is chattering in terms of all the distress and all the requests within Miracle City. And Miracle City at night is always wrought with crime. And then if you listen to the radio, and then many more police codes that you listen to, then you heard, "This is Officer 1040, and this is a request currently on the current suspicious person in an automobile shop." Then after that, after that, you hear another news. "This is code 1023. Has arrived at scene, and seems to be nothing. Checking on a certain location," and many others. You listen to Yamanari. You have found a number of medical instruments during this time within the sewers, trying to figure out what's been happening to you. Ever since you were a young boy, up until now, you've been living in the sewers up until then. But so far until now, you heard rumors of other people just like yourself that call themselves the warlocks, mutants that live within the underground city. But until now, for that many years, you tried looking for them, Yamanari, but to no avail. You only go out during the late of night, going from rooftop to rooftop, looking down to see if there's anything that you could take. But as you actually go through the many alleyways, many dark cities, you pick down from one of the roof to actually visit a grocery store. The old man have always been very fond of your progress. And it was even here that the radio was actually being put up. And then here also, for Grandpa, you heard the radio actually being spoken. And then one of the radio reporters actually spoke and said, The sightings of a blue dragon within Miracle City has been ongoing for the past many weeks. And as per report, after that, it seems that this dragon has been going around helping many people. And we have a street report of somebody telling that the dragon swooped in and then after that carried him away. That was the news report. Eugene Woods actually turned to you, this grandpa, and then after that they said, again and again with this blue dragon thing. I said that this blue dragon is a menace. That's what Eugene Woods actually said. As it turns, as he's picking up some tomatoes, some baked beans, and some milk, as he actually going towards the counter.
And we're at the sewers, by the way, not the counter.
I know. I'm still showing the sewers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going. Then after that, then Eugene Woods and slowly walks over to you, Grandpa, while the radio actually being said, again and again. Every time this reporter talk about the Blue Dragon, she always said that like he's like some superhero. And then Grandpa, you heard this though. And then from the radio again, you heard a girl's voice and said, again, the Blue Dragon has been helping a number of people. What have the Blue Dragon done for the good people? Going against the thugs that's trying to actually steal stuff from your homes, breaking into apartments. And yet, the military has been chasing after the Blue Dragon for quite some time. Then Eugene Woods then continued and told your grandpa and then said, I can't believe I'm going to be in the same dorm as her. You heard what Eugene Woods said. He's going to be in the same dormitory as her. Okay, Grandpa, to you?
Pardon me for asking, but who's her?
You don't know. She's this girl that, sadly enough, I find her annoying, Eugene Woods said. She's Louisa Lane, and Louisa Lane, she thinks that some superheroes deserve to be given a chance. Some doesn't. I do not see Blue Dragon as this so-called superhero. I was not born during the time that you were, Grandpa, so I'm not too sure about the Golden Age heroes that you saw when you were young. Hey, besides, we don't have any villains. He looks at you. We don't have to worry.
You know, just because there's no villains doesn't mean there doesn't have to be heroes. A lot of heroes, there are actually a lot of heroes that go around and they not got any fancy powers or anything. They just, firefighters, ambulance workers, just regular people who make it their job to help people. Everyone can be a hero.
What would happen if you were a hero, Grandpa? What would you do?
If I was a hero, I'd probably save people. That's just what a hero does, really.
Probably. If I was a hero, if I have any superpowers, Grandpa, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm definitely going to do something different, though. Not like a hero or a villain. I'm not too sure. But those are gone, though. The era of heroes are gone, Grandpa. And besides, hey, let's pay for these things. It's getting late. He walks over towards the counter. Hey, Michael. Uncle Mike. How much for all this? I'm paying for Grandpa. Then the old man at the side of the counter. Well, young Eugene, if you're gonna be helping, and then suddenly you hear the door suddenly opens with a loud tick, and you see 4 people walking into the shop. Then after that, then Mr. Michael and said, gentlemen, if you want anything, please. Then the one guy then turns with a mohawk hairstyle and said, hey, old man, where's the booze? Then Michael then said, the booze is at the back. Yeah. Could have sworn I saw the booze there. Yeah, come. Then he walks over. Then one man with a bruised head walks over to you, Grandpa, and said, hey, you're that old man. You know, the one that swings that metal stick. What's your name again? He points at you.
Oh, my name's Andrew. Andrew Galloway. I've been called by a lot of people the greatest golfer in the world, but I wouldn't say I'm the greatest. Probably one of them.
And then the man's like, greatest golfer in the world, eh? Well, do you think that, since you're the greatest golfer in the world, do you think that your golf sticks probably cost a fortune since that you're the greatest?
Well, that would honestly depend on a number of factors, but I don't usually sign my golf clubs. If you want to if you have any golf clubs, I'd be happy to sign them for you.
And then after that, the man was like, look, well, that's gonna be one thing. But after all this conversation, Yamanari, you look at the top of the building, looking down at the shop below. You think to yourself, you see an old man and a young boy walking in. Then after that, another group of thugs. You think to yourself, you just stood there at the top of the roof, looking down and waiting. But at the same time, you also hear the chatters and the sounds of sirens in the distance, far away from where you are. But using your eyesight, looking down below Yamanari, you think you're gonna wait. And nobody's gonna disturb you. Nobody's gonna disturb Mr. Michael. Mr. Michael have always been that man that you always see walking down the street alone. You have helped him before. But then this is the same thug that you always see actually hanging around at the alleyway, looking at him every single time he walks home by himself. His wife died weeks ago. You know that. Due to old age and due to sickness. There was nothing much that Michael could do. But this old man, this other grandfather, you think so? You know him as a famous golfer, though, of course. And you've watched the news, you've listened to the news, you watched like on your cracked TV screen in the sewers. You follow up on this person, this Andrew's exploits and this prodigy of his. But you stood there and you wait. And while you wait, Grandpa, again, the person with the scars on his head, started to actually question. And then, after a while of talking, the man at the furthest back and said, "Hey, this bull's old. It's not supposed to be this old. Don't you have anything new?" And said, "Hey, yeah, old man." This particular person that speaks out. And look, "Did you have anything new?" And then Eugene walks over in front and said, "Hey, you should respect Grandpa and also Uncle Michael." And then this person that speaks out, "All right," he lifted his hand, all right, I'm gonna respect the old man. So what? It's like, yeah, sure, but I'm not gonna respect you. And immediately, Grandpa, you saw this particular person punches Eugene in the stomach, and Eugene just falls on the floor.
I would like to interpose.
Okay. All right, you would like to interpose. What do you want to do?
I am going to. It's one of my advantages. Once per round, with an ally within range of your normal movement is hit by an attack, you can choose to place yourself between the attacker and your ally as a reaction, making me the target of the attack instead.
At this moment, they're not your ally.
Oh.
Yes, this is still the beginning of your story. They are not your allies.
Okay.
Yeah, you may need to wait for the scene first. Just wait for your moment. So they're not allies. Okay, Grandpa Eugene got punched in the stomach. Okay. He wins in pain as he's like, ugh, on the floor. And then this person then took out a baseball bat and then points it at you. "All right, Grandpa, if you don't want that boy to be hurt further, open up the boot of the car and give us your golf sticks. We know who you really are." But Grandpa, when you look at Eugene getting beat up, you see this man actually pointing his baseball bat at you. But you sense the locket, the amulet that you're wearing around your neck started to glow ever slightly. That only you notice. But this person forces you to go to the car. Alright, Grandpa, to the car now.
Alright, fine. Just don't hurt the boy anymore.
They actually led you towards the car, towards the boot of the car, and you stood there. Then they waited. Open the boot now, old man.
Alright. Alright. Just be gentle. I'm not as young as I used to be. I open the boot of the car.
You notice this person drag Eugene out and throw him straight towards the sidewalk. And throw him next to you, bloodied. I said,
Can I fly out now?
Then after you open the boot of the car, wait first, yeah, Yamanari, wait first.
Okay, sorry.
You open up the boot of the car. The moment you pick up the golf stick, you, at first, earlier on today, you were sick, you were tired, your muscles didn't work like how they used to, Grandpa. But the moment the amulet started to glow, you pulled the golf stick and you realized that your golf stick was lighter. You pick up the 9 iron, which is like the heaviest one that you could pick. Then you realize that it's light. It feels really light, like you regain back your muscles like you used to. But it's not that you're growing any younger. But the moment the amulet grew brighter, Eugene was on the floor though. You look at the golf stick. You look at Eugene. You look at the 4 thugs like laughing and looking at Eugene. In slow motion though. They're laughing. As you look at them laughing in slow motion. And you see this man and looks at you and said, "Give us the golf stick, old man, or else." And then after that, this person and said, "You're slowing us down." And he picks up his baseball bat and about to swing it at Eugene.
Okay. In this is when it starts, right?
Yes, this is where it starts.
Okay. I'm just going to I'm going to grip my 9 iron as if I was on the course, and I'm going to yell out this what I'm going to yell out is a Scottish slang term for be quiet, which is "Hold your wheesht." I had to look it up. Don't worry. So I'm just going to yell, "Hold your wheesht!" And then I grab the golf club. I grab my golf club, throw a golf ball down on the ground, and and which one of them has the is going to hit Eugene?
This one, further away from you. He's about to hit Eugene in the face with a baseball bat.
Okay. At this moment, I'll take my golf club, throw a golf ball onto the ground, and hit the golf ball off the road into the Mohawked man's stomach. Not lethally, just enough to incapacitate him so he doesn't hit Eugene. Just hold your wheesht! Throw the golf ball down and hit him. That's basically how it goes.
You throw the golf ball down. You pick up. They slowly fall in slow motion. All you wins. And then after that, then this person was about to swing his baseball bat at Eugene. And then Michael coming out from the door, running in slow motion and said, "Let Grandpa go." He speaks out. And then this person about to actually look at you as surprise. This man actually wanted to look at you and like wondering like, what is he doing? And then this man then said, "Old man, what are you doing?" Then you swing really fast and roll to hit on this one. But you roll first.
Got it. Rolling.
Because their initiative is really low. Oh, yes. Holy crap. Okay, I'm not gonna roll for their dodge because I do not think my dodge can beat that. Let me roll. Okay, I roll a 2. Okay, your 26 beat a 2. Your 26 to hit beat a 2 to dodge. 17. I'm gonna roll. Their toughness is really low. So, okay, that's 17. They drop by 1. But you hit him, pop like. Oh. He speaks out. Okay, Yamanari, you actually looking down from the rooftop at this old man. Holy hell, you told yourself on the roof. That old man would move with such speed and finesse that he was able to actually hit this man, and he staggered back. Ugh. One more hit, he's down. Because thugs, they are not supposed to go up to -3 or -4. So now after that, that was your first hit. Then these people were surprised. Quick, grab the old man now! Okay, now you roll for initiative. Eugene, apparently, on the floor, he was surprised and shocked to look at you, Grandpa. His face was bruised. He was still holding his stomach. Grandpa, he speaks out. Now, roll for initiative. Okay. Yamanori, you can roll for initiative, but you can still stay up on the roof and see what's going on. Because Grandpa can take down these guys easily, trust me.
Do I need a token?
Let me drag your token. Let me put him on the roof somewhere. Okay. I'm just gonna put your character here on this part. Here. You can watch, no need to participate, because you do have your scene later on after this.
Oh, okay, okay.
Beating up the same thugs, of course.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. All right.
Where is the initiative button? There it is.
Oh, yeah, the initiative. The initiative is there.
Okay. And,
Aizen, combat music. Combat music.
There isn't any. Oh. One sec. Let me, is it the same one?
Use the one for the 1 hour combat music. I'll give you a list next week in a notepad, so at least you know which one is a combat. Okay, Yamanari is watching. Thug A got hit, so he cannot act. Grandpa, your turn.
okay. I'm going to grab grab Eugene, put him over my shoulder.
You use one of your hands to grab Eugene. Put it on your shoulder. You realize that at first you need two hands. Your leg was weak today. When you went out with Eugene, you were really weak. You think that you were dying, Grandpa. But you grab Eugene, put him on your shoulder easily. And Eugene have that look of surprise. Grandpa, he speaks out. How? As he's bloodied and bleeding. Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. Instead, I'm going to activate this power. How do I click on the power and make it appear in the
This one, sadly, it doesn't. You're gonna have to copy the description.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I have a rank 2 sustained running speed power, and that is what I am activating now. Grab with Eugene on my left shoulder. Eugene on my shoulder. I'm going to move us. Hang on.
Move where? And on the map.
Yep,
Inside shop.
Yep, I'm going to move us. Hang on. What? Okay, sorry, there. So I'm going to move us here and Eugene next to me.
All right. Okay.
What has essentially happened is, out of nowhere, a golf cart has materialized out of nothing, and not just any golf cart. It looks like it's made of some kind of spectral green stuff, spectral green energy. I grab him and summon the golf cart to bring him over here.
Again, Eugene looks at you as you summon this spectral golf cart, and then said, "Grandpa, ow!" He speaks out. Okay.
So I'm sorry, I have to ask a question. Is everybody calling him Grandpa, or is Eugene calling him Grandpa?
Eugene is calling him Grandpa.
Okay.
Like a grandpa, yeah. Because at this time, Grandpa haven't called himself Grandpa yet. So the bad guys are gonna be calling him Grandpa. Attack Grandpa! Attack Grandpa! So it's gonna. This is the origin story. Is like that will actually be there. It's like they keep calling me Grandpa. So that's it.
Okay. I thought his famous golfer name was Grandpa, and he was going to keep that as his hero name. I didn't know that he was being called Grandpa by everybody. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. Okay.
I'm glad I asked, because I would have had that wrong.
Yamanari, you're actually looking up from within the roof of this building. You're looking down. You're looking down at them. You're looking at this grandpa, literally, this old man, and you probably whisper to yourself, wow, that grandpa can move. Fast, too.
Then having my then I'm going to yell at them to try and demoralize them a bit. I'm gonna yell, "Fall!" If you know what it means when a golfer yells "fall."
Yes. All right. Okay, you did that. Okay. You already moved. Here's all these actions. I don't think you got any more actions. You got an attack action. You have not used yet.
Oh, okay then. I'm going to. I've already whacked the mohawk guy in the
the guy with the mohawk. He's holding his baseball bat, trying to chase you, and then he points at you. Get that grandpa!
Okay, then I'm going to summon another golf. I'm going to summon another golf ball and whack him in the chest.
Okay. All right, roll to hit.
Got it. Rolling to hit. Whoa!
This guy. Okay. This guy's dodge. I roll dodge, and he got. Wow. He got 20, but 21 still hits. But I'm surprised I rolled 20. That's all. Oh, I got a net 20. Yeah. So, all right. In the rulebook, minions do not get the +5 bonus when they roll a net 20.
Okay.
If they roll net 20, if these are named villains, then they work to get same as you. So they get automatically after rolling a net 20, they get a +5 immediately. But your 21 hits. That 17, I need to roll for toughness. Okay, no, their toughness is not very strong. It's 15 plus their. This guy is down. You pop, you knock him. The moment he pointed at you, get grandpa. But in slow motion, the golf ball that you materialized hit him in the stomach. Pop. Then he like fell. And then the others like say, no, get grandpa. That's what they're all like saying. This guy is unconscious. Let me put the unconscious icon. Boom. All right. Then the Turk moving in, bringing their baseball bat on you. Okay, they have a certain movement, but not so much, and that's it. They can only move up to this speed because their speed rank is very low. And that's it. Okay. Now round 2. Okay. Yamanari, you can still watch if you want to, or you can jump down if you want to.
It looks like this grandpa is trying to get away, and I've got tons of speed, so I would love to fly down and land somewhere right here.
All right.
If that's okay.
Okay, grandpa. I just want to ask you, Viscount. Are you running away, or you just making sure that Eugene is safe?
I'm making sure Eugene is safe and they don't get to us. If
Alright.
they can't get to us, I can keep hitting them with golf balls. As long as I can keep hitting them with golf balls and they can't get to me, then Eugene is safe and everything's okay.
I think your dodge
I'm
skills should be very good, right?
In a way, I'm kiting them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically saying, yeah, get over here. But I'm leading them on so that they don't antagonize the shopkeeper anymore by antagonizing them.
All right. Okay. Yamanari, from the roof, you saw this grandpa bringing this young boy that was beaten up by them. You may need to monologue this as you land next to grandpa. What do you do? Superhero landing or something?
Yamanari spreads his wings. He's got like a 20-foot wingspan, and he's 6 feet 7. He's really tall and he's really wide. So he spreads his wings and he launches himself from the building down towards the earth and swoops in along the ground in between these guys, brushing past them and shooting up a bunch of wind. And then he lands and spreads his wings out in front of the old man and the child, and he moves and gets up on his tail and stands on his tail, so he's like fucking 14 feet tall now.
The moment you landed, okay, bam! You surprised grandpa though. Okay. You look at the tux. Grandpa looks at you, Yamanari. Okay, Yamanari, you heard stories about the Blue Dragon. Heck, even just like few minutes ago, Eugene just talked about the Blue Dragon. But
Oh, you're talking to me, because you said Yamanari.
Grandpa, you saw Yamanari. I mean, you don't know this person. So, Grandpa, you know about the Blue Dragon. You heard stories about the Blue Dragon. The Blue Dragon is this so-called vigilante that the government is trying very hard to capture, especially the military themselves. And the police fears the Blue Dragon. You don't know him as Yamanari. This one will be later on during his roleplay. But to a lot of people of Miracle City, they just call him the Blue Dragon. That's all. And then Eugene was terrified. You saw his face the moment this creature fell down like few feet away from you. Eugene screamed in pain and fear. Ah! Grandpa is the Blue Dragon!
Don't worry! I think he's come to help us!
Okay, Yamanari, the moment those thugs were running towards Grandpa, when you landed in front of them, they stopped. One of them fell. And then baseball bat just rolled on the street. It's like, and then they start pointing. It's dragon. Roll for intimidation.
Oh shit, okay. There it is. 14.
Right. Okay. Rolling for their willpower save. And they all suck. Okay, alright. Then they point. Blue dragon! And then you land palm right in front of them. The first person looking at you, pointing at you. The others left and threw their baseball bat on the floor, trying to flee the scene. But Michael saw you, and then he speaks out. Yamanari! Michael speaks out. I just called the cops. Try to take them down if you can.
Do not worry, I shall protect all of you. And with that, Yamanari will activate their Dragon's Lightning Field. It takes a standard action, and their blue scales start vibrating and shaking, and building up a static charge. And you can see a blue lightning just start to cover the entirety of Yamanari's body. And he lowers himself off of his tail onto the ground, and he just stands there in front of them with his wings spread. And that's the end of my turn.
You stare at them. They're running away. Grandpa, the moment this blue dragon appeared right in front of you, scared the bejeevers out of Eugene. The thugs dropped their baseball bat and fleeing the scene, trying to grab their unconscious friend on the street. Okay, Grandpa, what do you want to do? Let them flee or try to knock them out before they flee?
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my, because I have, it's sustained, so I need a free action to use it, but I can do it. Let's see, I'm just going to count 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Okay, so I'm going to use 55 feet of my 250 foot movement speed, actually 60 feet, to get Eugene to Mr. Michael, to Uncle Michael. And I'll say, make sure he's get this one, I'll say, sorry, I'm saying, get Eugene safe. I'll round up the bad guys. Just ensuring that he can be nursed back to health and not have to take part in this conflict.
Right. They did that. Michael actually screamed out.
Michael
told you, Grandpa, I already called the police. They're on their way. But it's gonna take quite some time, though.
I know. What I'm asking is, get Eugene to safety. That's what I'm asking him to do.
Okay. All right.
I'm bringing him with me. I've still got him on my shoulder.
Yeah. Can you move Eugene?
Okay. I'm just asking, get him to safety.
Okay, Michael, pick him up, drag him in. Michael is old. He cannot lift him up as strong as you are, which surprises Michael. Then he dragged Eugene into the shop. And Eugene, not unconscious though, looking at you, Grandpa. His eyes was surprised, filled with puzzlement, and said, Grandpa, how? He speaks out. Then Michael has said, hush, Eugene, need to bring you to safety. And you did that, Grandpa. You move in front very fast for an old man.
Yep.
And the thugs were surprised too when they tried to escape.
Okay, so I've moved 60 feet. I've still got 190 feet left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to zoom around over here, and I'll say to them, "So where do you think you're going then?" And then I'm going to actually summon another golf ball and go for this one that hit who hit Eugene in the first place.
Right. Okay.
I did.
Roll to
Oh,
hit.
that's not a very good hit.
Okay, 10. I
Well-
think he should be rolled for dodge, and I got a 14. He saw your golf balls coming. He really almost dodged it. Like, oh, he ducked down. Whoa, what's that? And that's it. Any more? Any more action, bonus action, attack actions, or whatever?
I think that in Mutant and Mastermind, you only get your movement and your one action. And
Yeah,
a
you only
free
get yes. You can actually spend more points to get multi attack. Once you're actually there, but it's just an upgrade over your attack. Spending more points on, for example, your golf attack, right? You can give in multi attack to make sure that you can multi attack with your same range attack, and that's it. And then you wanna, let's just say, claws, for example, or if you wanna bash, then you need to do the same thing for that. Then you need to spend another multi attack points. So I got one player last time that invested on 6 multi attack on one attack, but for every multi attack, the penalty accumulates. So yeah, it accumulates.
So so next time I level up, I'll do that then.
Yeah, it's an expensive skill though. You need to check it out. For every multi attack. Anyways, after that, Grandpa, you did attack. You heard the police siren in the distance, and then the thugs like, oh, they got no time to save him. It's time to leave. They start running away in different directions. Which, of course, Yamanari gonna face later on.
Okay.
Yeah, later on. Okay, now they ran off. Okay, Yamanari, you heard the police siren, and they're coming. You could stay along, but the police are most likely gonna shoot you down like they always did.
I'm going to quickly fly up to Grandpa and offer him my hand.
Okay,
That
Grandpa,
was
you
good.
do that.
Okay. Does it look like a handshake situation, or does it?
Yes, it's a handshake, definitely.
Okay, I'll take his hand as well, and we'll shake.
That was impressive there, old man. I cannot believe what you were able to do with a golf ball.
I can't either.
I am Yamanari, the mountain that moves like lightning.
And I'm Grandpa, and they call me Grandpa, but my name's Andrew.
I wish I had a cell phone or something. That way you could contact me later, but if you're ever in need, you can find me through Michael at the very least.
Actually, you do have a handphone because people throw away handphones every single time, every single day in the city. So you do have a phone.
Okay.
Just that you have multiple numbers. That's the thing.
I will give him one of my numbers.
I bet you have 100 over phones on your table. Like, which phone should I use today?
It would make sense too. I could use those as like covers, so that way people can't find me.
Yes. Yes. But Michael, the shop owner that knows you quite well, Yamanari, said, Yamanari, don't stay here too long. Police are coming.
I will fly straight up into the air and then off in a random direction.
Okay, you flew up at the random direction, but you're looking at the thugs that's running away. So you track them though from roof to roof, but you do not intercept. Roll for your perception.
Oh god.
You have a bonus on this because you're roof to roof.
Perception. Pew.
Ooh.
Four is too low. You lost track of them. It seems that the thugs, Yamanari, used the dark alleyways and the many covers to hide from you. They start screaming at each other. Hide yourself from Blue Dragon! Hide!
Sorry. Somehow. Sorry, I need to turn those alarms off. I'll be right back.
Alarms? I don't hear any alarms in the game.
Yeah, I don't hear also.
Alright,
Wait,
it's okay,
a
doesn't matter.
superhero alarm.
Okay, Yamanari, let me go to Yamanari first. Yamanari, after you lost track of the thugs, you went back to Michael's shop, going to the tallest building you could see, standing behind a statue of a gargoyle, so that you look like a gargoyle yourself. You lean over next to the statue of the gargoyle and look down. And then you saw the same police officers that have been trying to tail you for many months, ever since you were first spotted in Miracle City. The car stopped at the side. Then a woman actually walked out and handcuffed one of the thugs at the side of the road. And another person walked out. This person had been trying to hunt you for so long, Yaminari. This police officer, ever since he said that you are not a myth, you are the real thing, he got laughed at the police district. And Benjamin Parker has been the laughingstock of the police department ever since, saying that you are real, dragons exist. And then people say, ooh, Benjamin Parker, are you gonna go out and chase after your imaginary dragon? Benjamin Parker has always been that person that always want to look for you, Yamanari. So if this was in a comic book thing, Benjamin Parker could either be your ally or your worst enemy. So that depends on you as the story goes along. Benjamin Parker that actually walks in and started to question Grandpa a number of questions. While you see the police officer that's always with Benjamin Parker actually asking questions regarding the thug. What do you see? She asked the thug. The guy then said, there's this old man that started to actually use magical golf balls and start to hit us. It's surreal. And then that was it. And then after that, then she asked, seen any blue dragons lately? Then the guy said, no, I don't see any blue dragons. If I say yes, will you let me go, officer? And then she said, no. That's what she said. But Benjamin Parker then asked Michael, hey, Grandpa, are you in the game?
Oh, yes.
All right, okay. Benjamin Parker, taking your statement, and then after that, then Eugene Woods actually got up and said, I saw Grandpa using some sort of magic. And then Benjamin said, magic, you say? Is this true, sir? You're a renowned golfer. And are you now able to conjure up magic?
Well, I don't actually know what happened. Basically, I felt like everything just happened in slow motion. Eugene here, he's my protege. He got really roughhoused by some thugs. They forced me to go to the car and give me all of my golf clubs because I think they thought they could like sell them for money, I guess. All I remember happening was just in a split second I just got a golf ball and I guess in a form of self-defense and also defending Eugene here, I kind of I didn't even have golf balls on me, but I just hit that one pointing out the window at the one being arrested. That one in the stomach. I don't actually know myself. If honestly, This is the sort of thing that you'd only find believable if it was in a comic book or something. But I hit people with hit people with magic golf balls and got him to safety in a magic golf cart. It's stupid, and frankly, I don't blame you if you don't believe me.
At first, Benjamin Parker, his eyes squinted, and then he didn't say anything. He put down his notes, put both his hands on your shoulder, Grandpa, and tried to push you down immediately, surprising you. He'd used all his strength, and nothing happened. You didn't even try to resist. You didn't put much effort even trying to actually stand on your 2 feet. But Benjamin Parker said, all right, then I believe in this theory. But then Eugene said, there's no but, officer. I've seen it with my own eyes. Grandpa is a superhero. But Eugene Woods is now so happy, even in his bloodied state. His face is bruised, and he's holding his stomach. Grandpa, now I know why you're so good. And then
Eugene, please.
Wow! You notice Eugene Woods' eyes wide open, and then Michael then said, "Boy, I do suggest that you should look for the nearest hospital." Then Eugene Woods then turned to Michael and said, "Hospital? I don't need no hospital. I have Grandpa." Wow! Really? He was smiling, and yet Blue Dragon was there.
Yeah, there was actually I didn't do it alone. It was actually me and another person. Sort of blue skin, he had wings and a tail that he sat on his tail.
Benjamin Parker stopped you immediately. Where was he? Was he here? Was the Blue Dragon here?
He flew down, told everyone to, as it basically scared everyone into running away.
He quickly ignored you. He ignored you immediately. Then after that, he looked up at the roof. He looked all the way up. Okay, Yamanari, roll for. Okay, well, do you need to roll for stealth? Okay, roll for stealth. You get a huge bonus. Just roll for stealth. Okay.
20. Not natural.
Even with +5. Okay. He look up. You look at the officer. You actually hit like a gargoyle. You were there. You look down at Benjamin Parker. And then Benjamin Parker look up. He used his torchlight to shine you. He actually hit the gargoyle next to you. He also hit you, but you just stood still. And then after that, Benjamin Parker then turned to you, Grandpa, and said, where was his last scene? Where did he fly to?
Well, here's what happened. He came, he scared all the thugs into leaving, he shook my hand, and then he flew up, and then some way. And
then after he ignored you immediately, Grandpa. All right, Grandpa, bring your protege back to the clinic or anything to your home. All right, I got my notes. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, Mendoza, with me now. Mendoza quickly said, again, Benjamin? Chasing after that thing? You're gonna get demoted. Benjamin Parker then said, if I can catch him, I'll get promoted. Then after they go to the car, and then after that start putting on the siren, and then looking up at the roof itself. Yamanari, you see Benjamin Parker again, his fascination in trying to catch you again after that. But you'll see where he's driving. You see where he's heading. He's obviously heading somewhere else that you're not there. But you hear itself. But you look up into the city street itself. Then Yamanari, roll for perception.
Oh, goodness. This went so well the first time. Oh, another 20, non-natural.
Right. You followed Benjamin Parker. You glide. You flew. And you look down. You think to yourself, this is actually very fascinating and this is really interesting. Benjamin Parker, like following, but he moved to a different direction. But this is where, after you flew, you heard somebody, a man, saying, "Get away from me! All of you, get away!" You notice this person swinging what seems to be a metal stick at 3 thugs, which you recognize, of course, which was from the shop itself. And then you see this man actually being cornered by 3 of them. Hey, we just lost our boss. We needed some cash. That's what the thug was saying. And it just so happened that you're in our street. So you need to pay the toll. You need to give us the money. Then we'll let you go. You landed on the roof, Yamanari, to look down at these 3 thugs, while Grandpa is actually heading back to his apartment, bringing Eugene with him. But Grandpa, at first you couldn't drive the car, but now you can. You have the strength to push the pedal. You put Eugene at the side. Eugene just looks at you. Eugene just leans his head, looking at you, blinking and smiling. And then he said, I can't believe I have my own superhero. Hey, Grandpa, do you need a sidekick?
Well, as much as I'd love to see us excel, but I don't think superheroism is your calling. I think it's
It's settled then. I'm your sidekick. He was smiling, looking at you.
Better guard him with your life. You don't want the syndrome to grow up on you. Design weapons and everything.
Actually, this route is going the syndrome route.
Oh God. Oh
but I'm still being a lot more kind about it than Mr. Incredible was. I'm gonna say,
Mr. Incredible.
Eugene, please, I don't want you getting hurt. Okay? I don't want to be rude, okay? But you don't have any powers, and you're strong and you're fast, but you're nothing compared to the big leagues. If I send you out into battle, you'll get ripped into little smiling shreds. Do you think I want that for you?
He ignored you at first. He said, so what should I call myself? Caddy? Or golf boy? It's like, Grandpa, with you there with me, the bullies, they've been bullying me all this time. I can get back at them. Can you follow me and tell them that, hey, I have Grandpa right now, and you guys are in trouble?
Look, lad, it's not that I don't want to see you succeed. It's not that I don't want you to defeat your bullies. But you got to understand, it's not just... There's no easy way to put it, is there?
Roll for persuasion.
I'm trying so hard to break it gently. Yay.
He looks at you. Grandpa, don't push me away like this. I want to be there with you, but it doesn't matter. Just drop me home. Drop me at the dorm. I'll head back. I'll treat my wounds by myself. You don't have to send me to the hospital. I'll see you next week, Grandpa.
See you next week, Eugene. And hey, this doesn't mean we can't still be friends, does it?
I guess. But this also means that I can't be your sidekick. He looks at you and smiled. He's still refusing to actually listen to you. He said that he is going to be. Then you just drove him towards to cross universities and drop him off. And then you drive home to your house, thinking to yourself, Grandpa, what just happened? But meanwhile, at the dark street itself, Yamanari, he stood on the roof, looking down at the same crooks that escaped earlier on. Again, the man actually swung a stick at them. Get away from me! Stay away! And then the 3 of them said, hey, listen, we just lost our boss. We just need something else. So please, give us what we want, and we just leave you. Then you just stood there, looking at them.
Oh, I'm gonna fly down.
Then you flew down. Okay, this is your token. Land where?
2 sightings in one day? In one night?
Well, Yamanari is considered the night vigilante of Miracle City. He's like the Batman, you know? True. Minus the utility belts and so on.
To be fair, they should be like I think if Yamanari gets good, like being a detective and what, not that, yeah, people might call him the Dragon Man.
Well, until that time comes, until that issue, it's just like people are scared of the Hulk at the first few issues, or
Mhm.
many, many issues, until one day people realize that, hey, the Hulk isn't so bad after all, because the Hulk saved a lot of people from death. So Yamanari will probably be like that sooner or later. All of you will be like that. You all have to face a threat so dangerous that you all need to work together, and so on. Okay, now, the moment you landed, boom, your wings flap open, Yamanari. The tugs go back. It's like, no, why? Again? Roll for intimidation this time, Yamanari. If you roll low, they will not be terrified and run away. They'll fight you.
Oh yes, I'm glad I
Yes.
rolled low.
Yeah, so glad you roll lower. Okay. All right. I'm gonna be using the same initiative order. Okay, you need to. Okay, no, I'm not gonna roll the same initiative order. Okay. Roll initiative, Yunari.
Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Ooh, wow. They're faster. It's the blue dragon. Again. This doesn't look so tough. Then they took out their crowbars and also baseball bat. And then after that, like looking at you. Then one of them actually charges at you immediately and swung. Okay, this is going to be parry, not a dodge, because they're using melee weapons. When they use melee weapons to swing at you, it's just going to be a parry. So I'm just going to roll to hit, just for that tutorial combat. I roll a 2. I don't think you even need to roll.
I got a 10.
Okay, let me roll for that melee. I roll melee. I got a 5. That's nothing. You saw him swinging his crowbar. You block it easily from this tuck. Boss, are you sure he's not so tough? I think he looks tough to me. That's what the man said. Try hitting him again. Use your accent surge. But boss, this is not 5th edition. Damn it!
It's not 5th edition. Broke the 4th wall, man. They broke the 4th wall.
Then they start running and trying to hit you. Okay, melee.
Twice.
I got a 2. Okay, roll for your. Okay, I roll a 2, but if I roll a 15 or a 10 or higher, you may need to roll for parry. Okay, again, you block. You block this tuck, then you block this tuck. Okay, I think I believe you. You over there, flank him. But sir, but boss, there's no flanking rule. I don't care.
Man, these guys, they really like breaking the 4th wall. Too much D&D on their part, honestly.
Okay.
Too much D&D on
Right,
their
I roll an 8. I roll an 8. Okay, you need to beat an 8. A 9. Alright, 23. Okay, nothing. This man over here looks at you. He's not terrified though. He's like, hey, you're the blue dragon. And then he comes to assist you. Then he swings his stick at this man over here that he swings. I'm gonna roll for him. Morris. Okay, he rolled a 4. Then this tuck will roll for his parry, and he got an 18. And Morris didn't do much. You know Morris, Yamanari. You've been eyeing him for quite some time. And his daughter, Marina Bench. Okay, a bit of FYI for you guys. Morris Bench is the original Hydro Man.
Ooh.
Yes. He's the original Hydro Man when something bad happened to him. But he swings, nothing. Okay, Yamanari, now it's your turn. Morris Bench is here though. If you have an AoE attack that can shock people, he will get hit.
Yeah. So he just I don't have any AoE shock attacks, so we're okay there so far.
Okay, so far.
Yamanari's gonna turn. Get yourself to safety. Do not try to fight them. I shall protect you. And I will use my standard action to activate the Dragon's Lightning Field.
Roll for Persuasion first as a free action.
Okay. 19.
Alright, okay, you managed to persuade Morris, but it's not his turn yet.
Yeah. I'm going to use my standard action to cover myself in lightning. My scales start shaking again, and then I will end my turn.
All right. Okay. Then round 2. Okay. The talks.
Question.
Mhm.
Can I consider Morris to be an ally right now?
Yes, he is.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Morris is there. He's not scared of you though. He heard about you, and then he's happy that you managed to actually land next to him. He did say, "Thanks for coming, Blue Dragon." And now let me try to hit them. But the Tux said, trying hitting him. And that's when he just swing his crowbar, and he got a 3. So what do we do?
I'm going to raise my arm and block the crowbar with my scales. And as the
Oh.
crowbar makes contact with me, he's going to have to make a DC 13 save.
Will, fortitude, or
It is
toughness?
fortitude, I believe.
Fortitude. Okay.
Fortitude. Yep, DC 13.
DC 13. I got a 9. So what happened to him?
He is dazed.
Ooh, days. Okay, he have penalties. So they already have penalties already to hit you. Okay, so he's dazed. So there's nothing much that this guy could do. Days. All right, he's dazed. Then the next one, hey, like you notice that you're electrocuted. Then the other Darkness starts swinging at you. I think this creature has electricity. Then he swings. Oh, I got a 20 on the club. Okay, roll for parry.
Let's see. Ooh, only a 7. He smacks me.
Yeah, he smack you, not so high though. So your toughness drops by 1. And I believe, let me see, let me look at my notes. GM screen. Toughness versus damage. Success, damage no effect. Failure by 1 degree. The target have -1 circumstance penalty to further resistance check against damage. Okay, alright, that's it. Just at -1.
Okay. He is going to have to make a DC 13 lightning save. Fortitude save.
Fortitude. Let me roll. And I got a natural 1.
Ooh.
Is it a
does that have... It is cumulative, yes.
Yeah, it's cumulative. So,
if
but
it's not. It's times 2.
It's no. It doesn't times 2. It's still that -1 circumstance bonus penalty, meaning that he draw his toughness, which is 0, drops to -1, and then after that, then he's dazed. So meaning that if Yamanari punches him immediately and against his toughness, which is low enough, he immediately go unconscious. Okay, and then this one, the last one, swings at you. And then I got 14. Okay, roll for parry.
Oh, that one hits me too.
Wow, it hits you. Your toughness again drops by 1, and after that, okay, this one actually is cumulative, but
and
by
he
1
also
degree.
Has to make...
Yeah, just your toughness only drops. That's about it. And I'm rolling for fortitude to see if you can survive that. And I got a 5. They're all days. Days. And days. Now, after that, Morris Bench saw this. And he decided to actually run off into the corner of the street and ringing the doorbell on the door. Come on, come on, come on. And now it's your turn.
Alrighty. Shoot, those two guys hit me. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my Dragon's Fist. And I'm gonna try and punch one of these guys. It doesn't really matter which. Let's do the guy on top, I guess.
Yep. Doesn't matter which one. They are still weak.
Did it? Didn't. It's not rolling.
Wait, where is your attack? Let me go
under
to your
close combat.
Let me go to your character sheet.
I'm clicking on the 7. Normally, when I click on the number, it rolls, but it's not.
Deception. Oh, I noticed that your attack, below your movement, attack, innate, and initiative. You should be putting your attack in the attack name, the combat skill, the mod, the attack, the rank, the descriptor, the DC, and the crit.
Okay, so I should be putting it there. That's why.
Yeah. You should put it there, the name of your attack, then you roll for it. Dragon Fist.
And then get rid of that. Cool. And then I do that, and now it works. Okay, cool.
Now I need to roll for parry for these guys. Either one of them. Okay, the top one. Okay. Parry, 15. And I got an 11. 19. Okay, so precedes that toughness. Okay, they are down. Not down yet, but dazed again. So after that, another level. That's about it. You need to hit. Now this guy got a -1.
As I make contact with him, he has to make a DC 13 Fortitude save.
42 save.
Because of the dragon's lightning field.
Oh, he got a 14 on Fortitude.
Oh, he succeeded that time. So,
yeah.
In that case, because I made an attack, I'm going to fast grab. And I'm going to wrap my tail around him.
All right.
So
this need to be another attack. You need to add this in your character sheet.
It is actually not an attack this time. As a free action, your unarmed attack inflicts its normal damage and counts as the initial attack required to grab your opponent. So they just have to make their opposed check.
Okay, parry then. Okay, rolling for parry.
And I need to go back to grab to remember how that works.
Yeah, I roll a 17 on parry.
So you don't have to roll parry. We go straight to the grab attempt. You don't make an attack check. If successful, the target makes a resistance check against my strength, using the better of their strength or their dodge.
Alright, what's your strength?
So I would do... Is it just a straight strength, or is it... 17?
Okay. Okay, it's like, wait, unarmed attack, you can immediately make a grab check against the opponent. It's a free action. Your unarmed attack inflicts normal damage and count as an initial attack check going to grab your opponent. It's normal damage and count as the initial attack, meaning that it was the first one that you rolled earlier on. So 19. Okay, so it's immediately grab after that. So
the DC
save.
is based off of my 2 hit from the previous attack?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fast grab. So I just need to roll for about his thing, and after that he failed, and he's unconscious. You grab him, you throw him to the nearest rubbish bin, and he's unconscious.
Cool. He is fully paralyzed?
He's down. He's paralyzed down. He's knocked out completely.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know grabs dealt damage.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, because it's little here. It's normal damage as count as an initial attack. So it's like
no. The attack that I dealt, the Dragon's Fist attack, is the initial attack and deals damage. The grab is just supposed to make them hindered and vulnerable, I believe.
Hindered and vulnerable. Okay. So it's not unconscious. That means
your opponent is bound.
Anything.
Oh, so
bound.
If you win 1 degree of success, the target is restrained. 2 or more degrees leave your opponent bound, defenseless, immobile, and impaired.
All right. He's restrained.
Because my tail wraps around him and makes contact with him, he now has to make another DC 13 Fortitude save.
All right. Okay. Fortitude save, rolling. He got 6.
Oh shit, now he is stunned. He becomes the 2nd level. Yes, it is a cumulative save, so he becomes dazed, then stunned, then paralyzed.
Alright, if it's 2nd level for minions, they are unconscious immediately.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah. They're unconscious immediately.
If he falls unconscious, I'll unwrap my tail around him and end my turn.
Alright, okay, that's done. Now round 3. This duck is down. Let me remove him. Okay, this one. Okay. Rolling. Let me roll for their will first to see if they stay and fight. 4. And 9. Okay. They do not want to stay and fight. They will retreat. Okay, Yamanari, your turn.
Oh god. I can chase after both of them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rush over 35 feet, flying along the ground here at this guy. And I'm going to try and Dragon Fist him, because I want him to go unconscious as well.
All right.
So, oh, did it not go? There we go. Yeah, 14.
14. All right. Roll for parry. He got a 4. He got a hit. Okay, that's 19.
And I will fast grab again.
Okay. Fortitude save.
Oh, he has to make a save from the Dragon's Fist, and then he'll have to make a save when I fast grab.
Yeah. Fortitude save for 13. It's 13 for Fortitude. You grab him, and then after that, another Fortitude, I got an 8. That means he's also unconscious.
Second level.
Yeah, second level, unconscious already. He's already unconscious.
Oh.
The moment you punch him, you grab him, they're like, ugh! You need to throw him to the side.
Yep, he's on the ground. I will have to end my turn, because I can't attack and then move after I've already moved.
Yep. Right, round 4, but this, if the map is bigger and longer, you'll be able to catch up with this guy easily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just move over.
Oh, okay. Oh, he runs away and then it's my turn again?
Yeah, because you'll be
Can I
able to
catch
catch up with him regardless. Your flying speed is faster than its running speed.
Oh, yeah. Boop.
Okay, let me roll for parry. And he fails. He got a 3. Let me roll for Fortitude. And he got a 6.
And
then after that, grab. Then I got another 6.
Ooh, he's fully paralyzed.
Paralyzed and stunned and unconscious. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, after a while, after that, you drag him back towards the alleyway. Morris Bench. After that, the door opens. After you drag the crook, Morris Bench actually walked over to you, Yamanari. He said, "Thank you for your help, Blue Dragon. And if anything, I would really be thankful for all you have done to the people of the streets." That's what Morris Bench actually told you. His face, his facial expression, he really showed himself to be really happy of what you have done. But as he actually said thank you to you, the door of his apartment opens up. And you see his daughter then rush out to you, swinging a baseball bat. "Away, monster, away!" Swinging it, and then after that, then she tried to swing it blindly, though, trying to chase after you, trying to actually chase you away. Then, after that, you heard the police siren in the distance, coming towards the alleyway. And then Morrison said, "Marissa, what do you do?" I called the cops, Dad. This monster, this creature. Get away from my dad. That's what she said. This creature attacked them. Attack those people. Then Morrison said, "No. Those people attacked me, not him." Then he started to swing and swing. But after that, okay, Yamanari, what do you want to do?
I was hoping I could get Ben to, like, try and feed these guys to Ben and make him happy. Like, hey, look, I captured these guys. No, fuck. I guess I'm gonna be like, okay, it was a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Morris. Have a good night. And then I'm gonna fly up and away.
And you fly up. Then you fly, and you flew towards the nearest tallest building and look down to see if there's any crime in the distance. Again, you look, you see the police arrive at the scene. When the police arrive, it's not Benjamin Parker, though. It's not. It's some other cops that actually arrive, asking them questions. And after a number of series of questions, they answered, Morris answered, you're unable to see what they said. And then after that, the cops actually captured 3 of the thugs, put them into the car, and then drove off. You see Morris looking up into the sky, into the many skyscrapers of the city, trying to look for you, but he's unable to find you. And then after that, then he actually just walks back into the apartment together with the daughter, and there was all that you could do. But the night is still young, and then you scouted ahead. Okay, now, alright, sorry Aizen for waiting for about 2 hours. Okay, now it's gonna be your turn. Okay, right.
Okay.
Okay, Jason Tennyson.
Wait.
Okay, so I've got to ask: are we going to be seeing the Omnitrix at any point?
You wish,
Well,
honestly. But who
there's
knows?
one player they wanted to bring in Ben 10, so I want to see whether he will create Ben 10 or not. But then I think he switched to making Danny Phantom. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Danny Phantom type character. So I want to see how that he plays that character out as Danny Phantom. Okay, but that have to be done later on during some particle accelerator kind of accident kind of thing. So see what happens with that. All right. Okay, but meanwhile, at the farmhouse, we're in Smallville. The door, the door was stuck really hard. Boom, boom. Then you heard the voice of your father, Jason,
Mm-hmm.
and then he said, "Ah, Ilana Lang, morning. And why are you here doing so up so early? You heard your dad, Hank Henderson, speaking out to Elana. Elana is your childhood friend, and you grew up with her in the school of Smallville. And then after that, then you hear her voice and said, um, Lieutenant Hank, I'm here to actually, follow you as follow Jason towards the train station." Friend zone already.
Yeah, friend zone already. I'm like
Yep.
childhood
As
friend.
you walk from your bedroom, you heard your mom calling you.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, get over here.
Yeah.
Your mother's voice will come from the sewing room. She's a seamstress, and she also helps around the people of Smallville. And then after that, she said, Jason, you're going to Miracle City, and you're going to be heading to the university. And it's a good thing that you were actually chosen for Cross University. Not many students is able to actually get in, but I made this for you. And then after that, she actually gave you a coat, a black coat, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, a black mask. If you ever decide to use your powers, I do suggest that you also hide your identity.
Definitely, Mom. Thank you so much. And
All right.
I really
Then,
appreciate everything you have done.
then your mother Sarah then said, Jason, then I do suggest that you put into your complications in your character sheet secret identity.
I'll do that after the game. Uh,
Okay. Then your mother then said, "Yeah, you need to put that in your complication, secret identity."
mhm.
Okay, and then after that, then she gave you the mask. It's not. Then your mother told you, I don't really have much time to color it, son, but I guess this will have to do. And this was your grandfather's. He gave you that long coat,
Mhm.
and the mask was made from the fabric that he used. But Jason, you heard about your grandfather a lot, but you never really met him. Not to say that you couldn't, because he died a long time ago, and it was due to some unknown disease. Unquote, unquote, your dad was like a golden age superhero or something like that. So after that, then your mother actually got up, hugged you. I can't believe you have grown, and I want you to be careful, Jason.
Careful is my
The
middle
news,
name.
there's been report of a blue dragon in Miracle City. I hope the dragon don't accidentally eat you.
If there is such a thing as a blue dragon, then you're looking at the future king of England. My name is
Well,
Jason, Dragon
well,
Slayer. And he like
well,
does like a heroic
Yamanari,
pose.
Yamanari in the sewers will not. But then again, Yamanari eats like anything that floats in the sewers. Like, so I don't think Yamanari eats people. So Yamanari, you have to say that during the next session, like when they do actually meet up and say, and you have to tell, I don't eat people and stuff like that. Okay.
Mhm. I
All
just
right.
I just does the whole like heroic pose with my right hand up and my left leg is like on the small stool chair, like the whole statue, and he's like, I'm a dragon slayer, as he like just laughs maniacally with his mom. And he's like, well, I better keep I better not keep Lana waiting at the door, Um see you, mom. As I basically like just leave. I took like my backpack and I placed like somewhere here beside the door, and I'm like, "Hey, Dad, I'm off. You have any
Oh,
last
uh,
words for me?"
He scratched his head. Well, you've grown, and well, Ilana is here, and she is going to be following us to the subway station, and for you to actually head straight towards Miracle City. It's a good thing that cross industries and core industries actually work together in making sure that the train station actually work underground from city to towns.
Mm-hmm.
And then, before you leave, I want to give you this. He actually walks over to one side of the table and picks up a fedora hat and passes to you. This is my hat, and well, you better hope that your old man will be getting that promotion. Now is Lieutenant Hank Tennyson. Soon, you're going to be seeing Captain Hank Tennyson. If that ever happens,
Hey, I
I'm going
mean,
to be transferred to Miracle City, son. You should be happy that your mom and dad will be moving to the city.
hey, I'll be happy just seeing you finally getting that well-deserved promotion. At least, it's high time that you wear the big boy's hat as I take the fedora. And in 4 years' time, I'll be wearing the little man's hat and be your district attorney at your service.
Yep. And that
You
is why during the time when Captain Hank Tennyson goes to Miracle City, he would bang the table and said, "I want pictures of Yamanari."
Anyway, Dad, well, let's not stay here any further. As I
Yes,
basically exit. Wait, what's my relationship status with Lana Lang? Just
friend
curious.
zone.
Oh, come on. Really? Like not
Yeah.
even not even a whiff of it. I'm like, yo, hey Lana. How's it hanging?
She just punches your shoulder softly. Thup.
Oh.
It's like, I'm doing fine, she speaks, but it's sad to see you go. I tried to send my application to Cross University, but unable to get in. You're lucky, Jason, that your your results is always been good. You've always been there, but hey, you remember the time uh when you're crossing the street, you were so busy studying, and then there was this girl that she pushed you to the side, and she got blind because of that. I heard that she also got accepted into the university.
Yeah, that's a bit. I think it was a bit weird of her. Maybe it's a form of karma that she got blind, but at the same time, she did really good for herself that she earned the right to go into university. Yet again,
Ah,
who knows? I
oh.
mean,
Then
yeah,
the father then said, "Ah, I heard about that. Very sad story indeed. She doesn't have her own family, but she worked really hard after she got blind, and then she got accepted into the same law school that you're going to."
exactly. Looks like we're gonna be at each other's heads since we're gonna be two different lawyers. I'm gonna be a DA while who knows what she will be.
Mhm. Not yet a DA, Elena then told you, but I did hear that she's quite a daredevil.
I hope I hope there is
But
such a safe sport for blind people. But yeah, I mean, anyway,
Yeah.
I question.
Name Elena Lang is name dropping.
Yeah, I'm like, uh, I basically I just opened the door saying, "Do you want to sit on the other side or in my lap?"
You're supposed to be the smartest boy in Smallville, Jason, not the horniest boy. Hey,
I
you know
love,
what's the funniest thing I heard?
which
I
is
heard I heard that Flash Thompson is going to the same university you're going, and he have the worst result of the year, but his father was actually able to persuade the university alumni to actually bring him in.
correction. Bought the seat for him. I don't pity.
Well,
I
Jason,
don't.
you heard that your school bully is gonna be there, and it's not gonna be good.
I don't. You know, pity anybody except Flash. Now he's gonna be around the smart people, which means that he's gonna be stupider.
Well, let's make some new friends, but I'll pay a visit to Miracle City from time to time. Okay,
Hey,
Smallville, time to say goodbye.
definitely. Oh, and the next time you visit, be sure to ring.
By the time I arrive, I hope that you'll be the most famous district attorney in Miracle City.
I hope so.
Then after that, your dad then said, "Alright, are you two done?" Well, Lana, I always thought that my son was gay. Well, I was actually hoping that he was with you all the time. Then Lana then said, um, Lieutenant Hank, he's alright. Besides, I see him like a big brother. That's what Elena Lang said.
He's like, I twitch. He's like, oh, and Dad, I don't like flat-chested washboards. I basically kicked his teeth behind her. I'm like,
Then your dad said that, aren't you always hanging out with that other farm boy from time to time? What was his name? Then Lana Lang then said, I believe his name was Clark Kent.
Yeah, gave me a couple of pointers too. Wanted me to study journalism, but failed to persuade me on that one. So yeah.
Then after that, your dad like, all right. Well, at least it's not in Miracle City. I heard that Clark had straight toes Metropolis.
Mm-hmm. Good on him too. I mean, at least you won the scholarship and all.
Then after that, your dad was just driving. And then you and Elena are just talking about old times. Talking about old friends. They all went to different city. And then you bump into a number of them even. But after that, your dad then tuned into the radio. Then after that, the radio then actually said, reports just in. Miracle City has been sought by, well, our first superhero. He calls himself, well, he doesn't have a name yet, the reporter actually speaks out. It seems that he is a grandpa, and this grandfather seems to be able to fight off a few crooks. And apparently, one of the superheroes that doesn't actually bother to actually hide his identity. And more people is flocking towards his home right now, asking number of questions. Asking how he got it. Is he a new hero? Was he from the golden age? And more. But stay tuned, of course, as we actually send more reports. But at least, as a superhero, he did not bother to hide his identity. That is the hero that we want. The hero that we need right now in Miracle City. And to sign off, it is I, J. Jonah Jameson. And after that, then the father turned off the radio. J. Jonah. Always reporting on mass vigilantes. And yet, when there's another hero that they remove their mask, he gets happy. Son, heroes that wear masks, they are the worst scum. You know what I say? Because if you don't reveal your identities, that makes you a crook.
But what if the mask is protecting the heroes, loved ones like children, kids, friends, family, parents, and all? I mean, as I take out like the classic issue or classic superhero issue 13, and I just give it to the father, basically. I'm like, you see this? You see the masked superhero known as the Grey Ghost?
You showed him the comic book. He looks at it. The man spider. I don't like this superhero. Wearing masks, hiding his identity, making sure that his loved one is safe. Hey, if you're a superhero, you shouldn't really hide your identity. That's what your father said. He was serious about it because he's Lieutenant Hank Tennyson. He's going to be Captain Tennyson soon. And he said, superheroes, I'm happy that my grandfather lived through that era when superheroes wear masks. And then I remembered him telling my dad to me that if they were heroes, let's not wear masks. After that, then he drove the car towards the nearest subway. And then he stopped at the side of the road. Then he told you and Lana to actually go down towards the train. And then after that, then he said, I'll wait here, Lana. I'll be waiting for you. And then he got out from the car. He shook your hand, Jason. He didn't hug you. He's like, goodbye. I'll be seeing you soon. If I'm lucky and I get that promotion, you'll be seeing me very soon, my son.
Oh, hey, I'll save you a seat.
Yeah, he laughed. Then he got back to his car waiting for Ilana. Then Ilana got down towards the subway, looking at you, and he said, well, this is a goodbye then, Smallville. She looks at you and smiled.
I basically look at the train or look at her and tell her, This is your last chance to give me a hug and a kiss, because if I go into this train, the hunk of Smallville will be leaving and you won't be seeing him. You're gonna go back to oogling, old man Franklin.
Well, roll for persuasion.
Okay, where is my persuasion? PP... Persuasion! Here we are!
She walks over to you, grabs you by your collar, drag you closer towards her lips, and then after that she pushes you over to the side of the train and the door closes, and then after that she gives you the middle finger.
I also give it a middle finger. I'm like, I will win that. You will not stay virgin-lipped for too long, Lane. And I'll win that kiss even if I have to kidnap you. I'm like,
My heart
enjoy all...
my heart is with somebody else.
Yeah.
Jason, you know that. I've been following his news all the time. Hey, and I believe that Blue Dragon is a handsome young man.
Yeah, enjoy old man Franklin now. By the way, how his chubby beard and his chubby
The train
belly.
left. She screams at you and said, "Make new friends.
I just say
Don't be a stranger."
I just say goodbye to her as I like imitate a fat guy with beard and drunk and everything. Oh god.
Yeah, I have to reuse the same tux again. This is like the same guys.
I just
Days after being in the lockup, of course. Then after you walk in, you see a bunch of them actually sitting down. And you see another man actually the other end. As you rode, this group of people just looking at you.
I'll just sit opposite of him.
You see this person sitting here. And said, hey boy, heading to Miracle City? He asks you. The man with the beard, black Dutchman beard, and also scruffy black hair, wearing some sort of like normal shirt covering his white t-shirt inside. And they're asking you like,
yeah, just going to law school there. Finally left the family farm and time for this baby hawk to start soaring on his own.
So, judging by your back and the way you dress, are you heading straight to any university in Miracle City?
Yeah, I'm going to the central university there. Miracle University itself. Or as it's known by its other name, Central University.
Oh, my daughter is actually heading to the same university as you.
Oh, no way. What's her name?
Marissa Bench.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll try to, find her so we can be friends.
Maybe you should.
What is she studying?
Soon. She's studying something that I'm actually working on. I'm actually working with the Cross Industries hydroelectric superconductor.
No way. That sounds so cool. What are you working on?
Well, I'm actually working on this. See, it's like the human race needs more water, and a lot of clean water. That's what Maurice Batch actually just tell you. It's like Miracle City is one of the hub, like when the ocean waters come in, and it can actually produce it, and then giving people more accessible clean water, not the polluted water that many people are drinking now. So my hydroelectric superconductor would be able to actually change this. And not to mention that with its resources, we could actually spread this out to other cities around the world, helping them. My daughter is going to be researching on this with me, and she's really eager to actually head straight towards the hydro plant during your, I believe, is going to be one of those university trip.
Well, I can't wait to see the hydro plant itself. And hey, maybe when this project is successful and all, guess what? You could go to call yourself Waterman, because you're gonna give water to everybody. Name dropping a future name.
Then he start to laugh. If anything, well, there's been a number of super people recently. There's this grandpa that just recently is very famous in the news. And have you heard of Blue Dragon? Well, they say that he actually eats people, but I don't believe the news. Jay Jonas said that the blue dragon actually attacks and mauled people to death, but so far until now, I've never seen Blue Dragon actually dismember any of the criminals they actually caught in the street. But it seems that one of the police officers, which was reportedly put into the news, I believe I believe it was Officer Parker, Benjamin Parker. He speaks out. Benjamin Parker. He actually interviewed me just days ago in regards to this Blue Dragon. What happened and where was the last time I saw him? Well, if there's going to be any superhumans coming in, it just so happened that the time of the Golden Age has gone. I'll most likely call myself Hydro Man.
Well, sounds pleasure to meet you, Hydro Man. As I shake his hand and as I tell him, well, you can call me the Man Spider. Why? Because I'm a spy.
The Man Spider? They showed him the comic book.
Yes.
The moment you showed him the comic book, then one man walks over to you. Hey, boy, I see that you have the first issue of Man Spider. Care to share it with me? Or perhaps give it to me?
No. And this is where I pretend to scratch my head so I can use my mind control on him. And I'll just roll it. Oh god. Oh god.
One? Really?
I mean, I'll use my hero point to reroll actually.
Hero points. I don't give out hero points like water,
I mean, I can't attack twice. I can't do anything, but he still has to roll against.
You don't get hero points at the beginning of every new session. You have to do something heroic to gain hero points.
Well,
and also you need to play based on your complications, your heroics, and so on. But your mind control failed. You roll 1. I don't even need to roll for this guy's will, because even if I roll a 2, he still passes. Okay, so
I mean, it's all about the bypassing the damage, actually.
Yes, but yeah. You still need to hit, and his will.
Yeah. I'll try basically next.
This Maurice Bench got up from his his chair, and then confronted the man with the mohawk. Hey, leave the young boy alone. He's going to be going to university, not like the rest of you, of course. You all should actually go back to class. And then after that, then one guy then got over and said, "What are you trying to do? Besides, we want to read your comic book." Okay, Jason, to you again. What do you want to do?
The same thing, mind control.
Okay.
This time on the guy behind.
If you want to know how to use hero points, okay, hero points can be used for a lot of situations. Let me open up my thing first. Okay, where is it? Let me read through it and tell you what the hero points can be done. Okay, spending a hero point is a reaction, takes no time, and players can spend as many as they have. Okay, so meaning that you need to play using your complications, which is your secret identity. You don't have to use that. Other than that, your complications. Okay, edit a scene. Edit a scene to grant your hero that advantage by adding or changing certain details. Okay, GM has veto power. Heroic feat, gain the benefit of 1 rank or advantage you don't already have until the end of your next turn. Must meet all prerequisites. Cannot gain fortune advantage. Improve a roll, reroll. Inspiration, you get a sudden inspiration to form a hint. Clue or a bit of help from the GM. Because there's no insight skill in this game, you use that inspiration to, I give you what you would have to do, what you guys have to do, meaning that I give you hints, okay, this is what you should do. An instant counter, an attempt to counter an effect used against your reaction. Okay, instant counter, you don't use this until you fight supervillains. Recover, allow you to immediately walk, taking an action, recover a dazed, fatigue, or stun condition. So what you can do using a hero point is to edit this scene by stating me, I use this power, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell all of them to leave me and Maurice Bench alone and tell them to go to the next stop. That's it. Meaning that I will automatically use, like, you edit the scene and that's it.
Oh, I would rather not, since you said you don't give it up like candy.
Nope, I do not give hero
Yeah,
points like
yeah, exactly.
inspiration points.
I'll try again.
Okay.
Mind control.
Okay.
Good.
If you want to mind control
This
the
guy.
boss.
Actually, wait.
This guy
okay.
is a minion. He's just a minion.
Oh, okay.
This is the guy, the
Oh, okay.
boss.
In that case, yeah, I have. I'll basically I mind control him. So it's a 14.
Okay, let me roll for his will. Okay. And I got a 1.
Okay, it's lower than dazed, lower than complex, and he's fully controlled. So I basically like mentally tell him, you tell your own people that, come on boys, we don't need comic books.
Excuse me for a second. I'm so sorry.
What happened this time?
Phone call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a phone call. It was just my reminder to do my exercises. I'll probably need to turn that off.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
On Mondays.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. You got 30 minutes left anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I basically tell him mentally to say to his minions, we don't need comic books, boys. Let's leave them alone and go to the next car and just play cards. They basically go over here and play cards until the end of their journey.
We don't need no comic book, boys. Let's head over to the next car and just enjoy the journey. But boss, comic book, it's issue 1. We don't need no comic book, boys. Let's head over to the next car and rest until the next stop. But boss, we don't need no comic book, boys. He's repeating the same thing over and over and over.
Exactly. He's like,
we don't need no comic book, boys. Let's over to the next car and wait until the next destination. But what? You're repeating yourself. We don't need no comic book, boys. Then after that, they just ignored you. Then you head over. Then they all followed their boss.
Exactly.
To the other end. Then Maurice Bench then looks at you and said, what just happened?
I think he had a change of mind. I mean, people are nice, when they want to be. And besides, what are they going to do with, like, what, a $20 worth of comic book? Because if this was the real deal, I'll be a millionaire. This is the real...
He looks at you. Let me look at that.
I give it to him. See the bottom seal? It says reprint of the original. Not the original.
No, boy. That's wrong. Look at the bottom print. Look at this. I think you got it all wrong. It shows that this is the first print. This at least cost $20,000.
Okay. I mean... Yeah. I just, like, gently take it and put it back. I mean, this is my college tuition. Or at least emergency tuition, should I actually need it to.
Yeah. I remembered last time, but I think the man spider was an actual superhero. But they say that he retired. That was like... But then... Well, then after that, then you and then yourself, Jason, and Maurice Bench start talking about heroes during the Golden Age, during the First World War, during the Second World War, and then after that they just stop in the 50s. There's none of them. Then after that, then somewhere in the 80s, a supervillain actually arrived, and then almost destroyed Miracle City. During that time, it was not called Miracle City. It was actually called Trojan City a long time ago. But after that miracle, the president and the mayor decided to rename the name of the city to Miracle City thanks to 3 superheroes, which one of them was actually called Mindbot, the Red Lantern, and also an alien from space, a girl, it seems.
Blackfire.
That actually, yeah, which was, then when you mentioned Blackfire to Maurice Bench, they said, hey, you know your history. Yes, Blackfire. Then after that, nobody knows what happened to Mindbot, to the Red Lantern, and also to Blackfire. They just stayed quiet.
I used to have a huge wall poster of her in her hero costume. Hell, I convinced my town friend to cosplay as Blackfire took me 6 months, and I had to do her chores for 2 years to do that.
Ah, it's good. But after that, you all talk about these heroes that just simply vanish. And then after you arrive at Miracle City, you pack your bags, you took the cab, and immediately head straight towards the university dorm. And the moment you entered, you hear chatter all over the place. And then you hear people talking. And then, as you head straight towards the halls, you heard a voice in the distance and said, "Hey, Jason, heads up!" Roll for dodge.
Okay, dodge. Ah, here we are.
The moment you dodge it, the ball flew behind you, and the door behind you opened, and you see a girl then open up, and then grabs the ball immediately. And then she screams, "Flash, do not throw the balls over the hall." And then after that, she walks over to you and said, "Ah, so you must be the new kid. Hi." Then she gave you the ball, and then she offered you her hand. Then she said, "My name's Louisa Lane."
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Miss Lane. I immediately take the ball away from her, like gently throw it back to Flash, and shake her hands gently and tell her, "My name is Jason Tennyson. Pleasure to meet you, Miss Lane."
And pleasure to meet you. And I'm not sure your room is here, but your roommate have not. You heard some music being played inside, some Spanish music, like scoom 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 scoom. Then after that, a young girl with red sunglasses with short hair walks over to you and said, "Ah, I could have sworn I smelled that perfume before. No, not a perfume. A certain distinct smell. A smell of horses, a smell of cows, and smell of chicken.
Hey.
Jason Tennyson." Then you look at her, and you notice that it's Irene Adler, the daredevil of your high school a long time ago.
Hey, Irene, I see your sense of humor hasn't even changed since high school. You still say it as it is. No filter, not even a word of kindness. How have you been?
Well, the moment you walk in, the distinct footsteps and many more, well, I couldn't actually ignore your very presence. I'm fine, of course. I'm Louisa Lane's roommate. And, of course, she took her stick, her walking stick, and then started hitting the door next to her. And then, after that, you heard the music then stop. And a man with curly black hair walks out. And then after that, he speaks up, "Hey, muchacho le hombre! Hey, you're Jason Tennyson. Hi, it's me, Jaime. Oh, Jamie. It's Jaime Court. Jamie Court."
Hey, Jaime. You can call me Jason. What's up?
And then Irene then said, "Well, if not because of your father, I doubt you'll be here, Jaime." And then Jaime then turns, "Well, if you weren't..." Well, I wanted to say... Then he stops. Then
you have to forgive Irene. She has a sharp tongue and she tends to say it as it is with no filter. How the hell do you think she got into university in the beginning?
Then she walks away. "I'll be seeing you, Jason.
Hey.
Sadly, we have to apply our internship at the same law school."
Hey, it's the best school ever. I mean, Irene, I know we never gave each other the time of day at high school, but please let's just try and get along just for at least, for once in our human lifetime.
No. Then she walks in, close the door behind her.
Yeah, that's Irene Adler for you. Sharp as they come, and personality twice as sharp as her own tongue. I feel bad for anybody who crosses her path.
Jaime said, "Hey, do not worry. And besides, we'll be, bed partners. Well, not this room, of course. Come, follow me, Jason. Louisa?" "Yes, Jaime, I'll follow."
Oh, so we're Okay, all of us are roommates then.
Luisa then told you, I'm not your roommate, I'm with Irene, but this is your room together with Jaime.
Oh, okay. If you ever wanted to switch, we'll be more than happy to find a spare bed somewhere, put it somewhere so you can bunk in with us.
School rules, Jason. Um, boys and boys, girls and girls.
Yeah, true. I do the cheesiest thing ever. I just walk up like to her and say, hey, are you free sometime later to, to hang out over coffee or something?
And then after that, she's about to answer. One huge man, roughly about more than like 6 feet tall or more, walks over and said, Luis Lane, is this man disturbing you? And Luis Lane said, no, Rasputin, no, Peter. By the way, Jason, this is Peter Rasputin.
Hey, pleasure to meet you, Rasputin.
We call him Colossus due to his size.
Hey, my man, do you play basketball?
Me no play basketball, me study. You see his book of is holding. Me and Luisa are going to study. Me need to pass. So I can bring my sister from Russia in.
What are you studying?
Was studying mutagenic psychology.
Hey.
Mutagenic origins.
Hey, not bad, man. Keep up the good work, okay?
Yes, perhaps you settle down, Jason. Time you ready, you prepare, then you come.
Definitely. I just simply
Luisa and Peter left while you're in the room together with Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you look at Jaime, Jaime Court, you think to yourself. Then you think, Jaime Court from Court Industries.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, you think, his father or his grandfather was the one that actually constructed the railways, the subway railway system.
So, I'm guessing that Mr. Court happens to be a family relative of yours?
Yes. But, well, as you understand, I rather not have my family's name being put. I want to actually establish my things by my own accord. And besides, say cheese! He took out a camera from underneath his bed and took a photo of you.
I just does the whole like muscle with one arm thing, like as a pose. So what are you trying to be?
I'm in the photography club, and I'm trying to actually get myself into Planet Bugle. My internship will be there, but it got rejected, and now I have no choice but to join Luisa and the others, Luisa and of course Irene, to this law firm. We'll be checking up the law firm tomorrow. And after that, during the weeks before, they got studies, and it seems that Luisa Lane have managed to get the whole student faculty together, and we're going to pay a visit to the hydroconductor facility.
Oh, no way! Can't wait to see it. Field trip on the first day of college, not bad.
Yes, the head man himself is going to be there. We're going to be talking to the man that created this water. That's really good, really exciting. The people of Mexico can't wait to actually to see this thing being working.
Well, not bad at all. Say, you want to watch some TV?
No, I need to talk to Mr. Grayson at the hall with Tatsu Yashimoro.
Okay, I'll come with you to help if you need any.
Okay, just to tell you in terms of comic book, okay, Grayson is Grayson. Okay, Tatsu Yamishoro is one of the villains that work for the League of Assassins. But then again, these guys are not DC characters. I'm just using them. That's about it. So, like I said, villains are made, okay, not born. So whatever actions that you guys do throughout the whole adventure will give that traumatic effect to either one of them and say like, hey, I hate Yamanari. Yamanari is the cause of the death of my best friend, or something like that. It's like, who's this mnemonic? Controls mind. I don't trust people that can read mind. And then grandpa, after that, they're probably going to say, an old man? A superhero? That's what they're gonna say. But as you enter the hall, try to speak to Eric Grayson and Tatsuya Mishoro. Jamie then introduced Eric, Tatsu, here, Jason Tennyson from Smallville. Then Tatsu said, I heard about Smallville. Interesting town. I read stories about people there. Interesting. You notice that Tatsu's English is not perfect, Jason, as she actually tried to speak to you. You notice that she's wearing a cap on her head that says Gotham City.
Oh, you're from Gotham City?
Tatsu then said, yes, me so from Gotham City. Hi, so that's that.
Not bad. I always wanted to go there, but never seemed to be the chance. But hey, if you can take me one day to Gotham City, I'll show you around Smallville.
Yes. Interesting. Yes, but and then after that, then she said, I will. Okay, comic book wise, Tatsu Yamashiro is actually Katana. I mean, her alias is Katana with her magical katana whatsoever. But as you're about to continue talking to them, you heard a voice coming from the staircase really loud. I'm with a superhero. I'm with a superhero.
I just simply
Then you see young man walks over and said, Jamie Court, and said, Eugene Woods, why are you singing? I'm with a superhero.
Is that a new single by Beyonce?
No, boy. And who are you? I've never seen you here before.
Oh, call me Jason. Smallville. Yourself?
Jason. Don't you have a last name?
Oh, Jason Tennyson.
Interesting. My name is Woods. Eugene Woods. You may have heard me of my name and my exploits. I'm of course, the number 2 in terms of. Then Jamie Court and continue. Jason, he is one of the world's best golf players, and he is with. Have you heard of the new superhero? They just appeared recently, Grandpa.
Yeah, I heard it in my dad's police cruiser. That something about an old man in golf uniform taking down some would-be thugs. I mean,
then Eugene said, hey, he points at you. Don't call them would-be thugs. Grandpa, of course, I name him Grandpa. The reporters have been asking me a number of questions. What is his name? Grandpa. I respect the old man. You don't call him beating up would-be thugs. Hey, I was there. I scared the thugs away. They ran away from me. I showed my tenacity and my abilities to these thugs.
I believe you, but isn't it a bit dangerous for his age? I mean, okay, if it's the other way around and you were stopping the thugs, then at least that would have been perfect. But at his age, he should be in a home, resting.
Hey, he stops you there. Hey, if you don't believe me, Jason Tennyson, why don't I just bring you and Jaime to meet Grandpa, and he can personally tell you that I am his number 1 sidekick.
Okay, fine. I mean, I look at Jaime and saying, up for a road trip to a golf club?
And Jaime like, well, why not? I got my camera. Maybe Grandpa will give me a proper interview, and then I can join Planet Bugle.
And I am studying to be a lawyer, so it's my chance to start practicing some of the questions that my dad have been always asking me. Where have you been? What did you do? And this and that, and yeah.
Then Eugene said, all right, enough talk. You two, to the car, right now. And then before there anything else, then Eric Grayson and said, hey, Eugene, don't you have a meeting that we need to actually discuss? We need to talk about safety protocols. We need to talk about the bus that's gonna bring us to the hydro superconductor. And Eugene said, hey man, you can stop this kind of shit. You know what's going to happen in the hydroelectric factory anyway. It's foolproof, nothing's gonna happen. What could happen?
Exactly. I mean, It's not like a spider. It's gonna be radioactive. It's gonna bite you. You're gonna instantly be a man spider.
What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. What's possibly go wrong?
In the comic article, you know that Square's article. What can possibly go wrong?
By the way, some guy in real life, he says that Gotham City's workplaces are so unsafe they don't even have a railing to protect their employees.
Yes, but Eugene Woods and said, "All right, Jaime." He points at you, Jason. If you're not gonna believe me, Grandpa. If you want to meet Grandpa personally, I can bring you there because, again, like I said, I am Grandpa's #1 sidekick.
Okay.
He smiles.
Bring us
And then
home.
after that, and then he brings you over. You went to the car. And you drove off. But meanwhile, Grandpa, inside your apartment, you lock yourself in. A huge number of reporters has been non-stop trying to knock on your door. They're being chased away by a number of people. Then after that, you heard the police siren coming in, and you see police car parked at the side of the road and went out. And you're surprised to see Benjamin Parker and Mendoza walking out, heading over towards the door and knock.
Okay.
Sir, it's me, Officer Parker and Officer Mendoza. We're here to ask you questions. We have told the reporters to step out and to give you at least some elbow room to talk about this.
Okay. I have to get. So I assume I'm ready at this point.
But wait, as you're about to get ready at this point, another vehicle stopped as you peek behind the window. Okay, this blue thing that you're looking around, this is actually the window. A brown car stops, and then you can see Eugene Woods walking out with 2 other students, apparently his age, and said out, make way, #1 sidekick coming through. And then
I just simply
you put your hand on your forehead.
Mhm.
You put your hand on your forehead.
I just simply look at Jaime and say, if somebody asks, we don't know him.
And Jaime said, well, and then Benjamin Parker turns. Eugene, what are you doing? Are you supposed to be in university? And Eugene said, hey, a sidekick doesn't need university when he have a superhero at his side, brother. Alright. Okay, Grandpa, you heard all of this. You put your hand on your forehead. Yare, what have gone to Eugene? You told him like none of this will ever happen. But during this time also, Yamanari, you followed the sirens of Benjamin Parker and Mendoza. You leaned at the top of the building again to look down at the apartment. You saw the young boy Eugene and 2 others speaking out. Yamanari, you heard that Eugene is now Grandpa's sidekick. But you're unsure where this is going. But Benjamin Parker is here for one particular reason, and you always know this, Yamanari. He's not going to ask him about Grandpa or how he got his powers. He's going to be asking more about you. But as the moment you saw Eugene walking up that door, he picked up a spare key and then enters building. Sorry, Grandpa, I just needed to actually show my friends that you're my #1 compadre.
I just simply apologize profusely, saying, so sorry about that. Excuse me, as I saying, excuse us, my name is Jason Tennyson. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Well, pleasure to meet you too, Jason. I take it you know Eugene already.
Yeah, I met him in the university just now with my friend Jaime. I'm like, Jaime, make yourself scarce and come in. I'm not gonna be facing that embarrassment by myself.
Jaime walks in and looks at you, Grandpa, and he said, what, what shall I call you, Grandpa?
Just
Jaime
call me
asked.
Andrew,
Ah, all right, Uncle Andrew.
if you want.
All right, Uncle Andrew, can you pose for me for a while? I'll take some photos.
Oh, all right. So after I get ready, I'm going to do some I'm going to go into a room that's not my bedroom. I'm going to go into more of the family room area. Do some posing.
Mendoza walks in and said, I do apologize, Andrew, sir. I'm just going to wait here while Mr. Parker asks you a number of questions. He's already at the living room.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. And Jaime, you can take those photos if you want. Just let me know when you're doing them so I could do some poses if you want that.
Oh, sure. But Officer Parker, I believe, wants to have some questions. Maybe I'll head straight to the kitchen and see what's there.
All right.
You notice that Eugene and also Jaime head straight towards the kitchen, and then you head towards the couch. Then Parker then asks you a question. So, the first superhero after decades, he said. But are you going to stop Yamanari, the Blue Dragon? Are you going to stop the Blue Dragon, Grandpa? With your newfound powers, you are able to stop the Blue Dragon.
Hey, but I've only met him once and he's done nothing but help me. Frankly, I don't.
He's a villain, Grandpa. He looks like one. Sharp claws, sharp teeth, big wings.
Yeah, but just because you look like a villain doesn't mean you have to be a villain. You remember President Luther back in the day?
That was a long time ago. That was in the 20s.
Hey, but he looked like a superhero. He looked like the greatest guy to ever live. He turned out to be quite a wrong'un.
Yeah. Roll for persuasion, Grandpa. You noticed that Benjamin Parker's face started to change.
Okay, rolling persuasion. Okay, that's a straight up 15.
Then after that he stayed quiet. All right. How am I going to prove to the others that Blue Dragon is the hero that you think he is? Do you think that he's a hero, Grandpa?
I do. If he wasn't a hero, look, I've met him, and if he wasn't a hero, it would have been my head in his mouth by now. So here's what happened, officer. I have just awakened as a superhero, right? I'm trying to get Eugene to safety because he's been quite roughed up by these thugs. So, and I'm really glad he's all right now. So I'm getting him to safety whilst also trying to get these thugs away. Then in the meantime, the Blue Dragon just shows up, just flies down, and just by being there, he just scares everyone off.
Benjamin Parker just looks at you quietly, and then to see you continue after that.
Okay. We shake hands, and he says, says that if I need him, then I could call him, but he never told me how. He never told me how to get into contact with him. He just said, if you need me, call me, and then he just flew off again.
No,
frankly,
Grandpa, he said, everybody here knows your number. You're a very famous golfer. If you said that Blue Dragon can be called anytime by you, I would wait. So you waited. Benjamin Parker waited. You pick up your 3210, your Nokia 3210, and look at it. Did Blue Dragon give you a number? You think to yourself.
So can I ask quickly? What do you want to meet Blue Dragon?
If the Blue Dragon is who he is and what people say that he is, I would like to meet him personally. I have been chasing Blue Dragon for every report he slaps his hand. For every report that was actually shown to the people, that actually got reported by the people on the streets about a sighting of the Blue Dragon, I chased after him because I needed answers.
So this is a personal issue then.
Yes, and my personal issue right now with you, Grandpa, with your newfound powers, you have a great responsibility in front of you. And that responsibility is to capture people like the Blue Dragon.
But from what I've known, the Blue Dragon's a good guy. And besides which, mixing personal affairs and business, it's like dropping a grenade in a fuel tank. It's not going to go well.
They noticed that Benjamin Parker and sigh. But if you ever come across the Blue Dragon, and if you have any possible way on how to contact him, here's my number. He gave you a card.
Okay. Thank you, officer.
Thank you for your time, Grandpa. Then he bows, then he walks off, together with Mendoza, towards the car, and drove off. But meanwhile, Eugene Woods then came out and said, "Hey, my homie, my grandpa. Said, I got this thing." He took out his bag and put it on the table and pick up a costume. And then he shows to you, "Grandpa, look, I've created a costume just for myself. I'm gonna be your first sidekick." And then when you look at the costume, you notice that it's more like just like knee pads, elbow pads, black in color, and he created like a red mask for himself.
I look at it with amazement. I'm like, is that a costume?
Yep.
Do you think that is a cosplay costume? No, it is a costume. He looks at you, Jason.
Does it have utility belt?
No, but I made one just for you, Grandpa. He lifted up. See? Just for you, perfectly. White in color, plenty done. Besides, we're gonna call ourselves Grandpa, and I haven't picked up a name yet.
How about Grandpa and Grandson?
Eugene, you're really dedicated to this, aren't you?
Hey, the guy shows passion, Graham, so just let him have his moment. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Then Jamie called and said, "I love the costume. Hey, Grandpa, wear the costume. I think it looks really good on you."
Yeah, come on,
White
Graham.
color?
Just wear the costume. Plus, you already got a sidekick, so the only thing you need is a secret lair and a Batmobile of some sort, of course.
Eugene, I'm actually quite serious. It's not that I don't like you. I'd hate to see you get hurt. I'd hate to see on your first day out as my sidekick, you get into trouble and get your butt handed to you, and then you're bleeding to within an inch of your life, and I don't want to have to be the one to tell your parents that, okay? It's not for my sake. It's for yours, Eugene. I hate to have to break it to you like this, but I can't have you as my sidekick.
Come on, Grams, don't smash the boy's dreams before he gets to his first taste of fighting crime. And besides, you're gonna be there to guide him, you know.
Eugene looks to you, Jason, and say, "Hey, new boy, new guy, shut up. This is between me and Gramps. Besides, you just meet my Gramps, my grandpa. His name is Grandpa.
Yeah, and I'm trying to
learn some manners. Learn some manners, Tennyson." He mentioned your family name, not your first name after that. And then Eugene said, "But Grandpa, I've been practicing my swings. I saw what you did. You conjured up golf balls. I have practiced how to use golf balls and managed to hit targets smaller, like a piece of bottle. Imagine that. I practice hard, Grandpa. We can play golf, but we can also head out and fight crime."
I'm not doubting you can, but I don't want to have to be the one to. It's for your own safety. Look, Eugene, I've been trying to dodge around this because I value our friendship and I value who we are as friends. And you're the most promising golf student I've ever met. You know that, don't you?
Okay, roll for persuasion.
I'm trying to break it to him gently, but it's hard.
21.
I'm actually saying this almost in a sad way that I can't let him be my sidekick. It's
Then
not.
after that,
it's not for
he
me.
listens to you. Jaime walks over to Eugene, puts his hand on his shoulder. Come, Eugene. Sides. Then Eugene just put down your costume on the table. Grandpa, you're going to regret this. Without me by your side, nobody else gonna protect you. But think about it, Grandpa. They start to leave. He carries his own costume and walks. Then he whispers under his breath. Before he left, Grandpa in his room, he said, "This is such a mulligan." He speaks out. They left together with Jaime, straight towards a car.
Wait, can I interject before he basically, like, as he walks away, trying to convince Grandpa to take him in just as on a trial basis?
Jaime actually screamed from outside the house and said, "Jason, come here, quick, we have to leave."
Nice to meet you, sir. As I basically leave and get into the whole thing, I look into where he's basically sitting, which is in the back. I'm like, hey, how about this? Why don't you be your own superhero? You got the costume, you got everything. Maybe if you prove yourself to him and he can see that you don't need to be, technically speaking, taken care of, that you can taking care of yourself, maybe he'll be forced then to acknowledge that you can take care of yourself. Prove to him you can do it.
Alright. Okay, roll for persuasion. So you're gonna be the villain here and tell him. Okay, so you're gonna create this villain for Grandpa, okay? Alright, roll for persuasion.
I'm pretty sure he could be a really great superhero. I don't want him to be disappointed. That's all.
Let's roll for persuasion.
Too bad it's
Alright,
not that.
you're failed by 1. Okay. It's not, DC is actually quite low. Eugene, after you drive away, like, yeah, you're right, Tennyson. Maybe if I prove myself in costume,
You're
I think
have a
villain,
syndrome.
and I can actually show to Grandpa that I can do it. Then Jaime at the back seat and said, "No, Eugene, that's a very bad idea, hombre. Besides, what if something bad happened? Like what Grandpa said, what if you get hurt? What's going to do? What? Nothing they could do." But Eugene said, "Hey, if I were to fight bad guys on the street, and if Grandpa knows, he's gonna swoop in and save me, like he always do. That's a good idea, Jason. I can't believe that you actually managed to persuade me to do this kind of thing." And he actually drove away. But after that, then
Meanwhile,
Grandpa, you sat there. But meanwhile, Yamanari, you notice the police vehicle drop. Then after that, then Eugene and others drove off. Okay, Yamanari, you decide to actually jump down if you want to speak to Grandpa if you want to.
I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll enter in.
All right, okay. From the roof, you jump right in front of the doorstep. Then you ring the doorbell. All right,
Okay.
Grandpa, you heard you know they left, but the doorbell started to ring again. Who could it be?
Okay. Okay. I'm kind of. I'm a little bit sad. I'm actually quite sad that I had to do that to Eugene. But I'm gonna walk up to the door and I'm gonna open it. And I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna not really care at first who's talking. I'm just like gonna open the door and say, "I'm sorry, I don't have time to do interviews. If you, oh,
You open the door. Okay, Yamanari, I think you're probably taller than the door, so only your chest is showing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greetings, Grandpa. I've heard you're being called now.
hey, What are you doing out here? Quick, get inside before people see you.
Thank you, I would appreciate as much. And Yamanari will duck down underneath the doorway.
Is what he's 6'7" with a 10-foot wingspan.
20-foot wingspan, yeah.
Oh goodness.
His wings envelop himself like the Gargoyle TV series, like covering his body.
Okay. Okay.
And you walk in, Yamanari.
I'm gonna lead him onto. I'm gonna lead him back to the couch where I was sitting before.
Okay. You lead him towards the couch. You said, if he sits on the couch, that couch is probably gonna break.
Yeah, I know. So
He'll politely sit on the floor behind the couch.
I'm sorry. I'm honestly, I'm just very sad right now.
I saw you just had a lot of guests.
Hey.
You seem very busy today.
Yeah. You know what I had to do just then, Blue Dragon? I had to look at them. I had to look at the boy who meant the world to me, and I had to ruin his world. I want him to be safe. I don't want him to get in over his head, but you know what? At the same time, he's right. I can't do this alone. I'm not...
Technically, you did convince him until I convinced him to draw back in. I want to see the syndrome to the very end.
Who created this villain? Was it Grandpa or was it Jason? I'm not sure anymore.
No.
Yes, I'm not sure myself. Who is the one that created this? Okay, but the story is moving very interesting at this point. So
I want to see the syndrome path now because I have to get him back in.
Okay, so look, Blue Dragon. You saw the police come. They talked mainly about you. Officer Parker really wants to have you caught, you know.
I've heard he's shown up at every one of my my seats. He's very quick, that one.
Hey. You know, I've been thinking about what that boy Eugene said. And I actually do think I don't want to... If I'm going to be a superhero, I'm not really wanting to do this alone. But look, he's skilled, but he has no powers or special, like, he's not like he's immune to bullets or anything. He's just... I don't want to do it alone, but I don't want to risk anyone's life if I don't have to. You understand?
It is tough. I understand. It is tough protecting the ones that we love. I assume.
Hey.
But I was actually coming here for just that reason to speak to you about that.
Whose cat is that?
I heard a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my Nova.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
That's my Nova.
So you wanted to... So what is it you wanted to talk about?
Superhero team up, and then to be continued. Okay, you guys have to. You guys have to monologue this. Either one of you guys have to monologue and end the game. You're at your end. I'm not gonna end it. You guys will have to end it.
All right.
Okay, Yamanari, Grandpa asked you. So what should we do? How are we gonna do this?
Well, it seemed like last night you didn't know exactly what was going on. Do you know about these powers? Have you used them before?
Never. It just happened. I mean, if I'm the world's first in a new generation of superheroes, if I'm gone, if I just go so quickly, I'm going to let everyone down. And you know what? Eugene was right. I cannot do this alone. And Blue Dragon, do you have a name, or is it just Blue Dragon?
The Blue Dragon is what most people call me on the streets. I've been trying to get my name out, though. I am Yamanari, the mountain.
Yamanari.
Like,
Pleasure to meet you, Yamanari. Can I ask a question?
of course.
Were you always planning to work alone? Because I think right now, the world's shown itself to need more heroes more than ever.
I could use a friend myself.
And that other boy who showed up, the red-headed one, Jason, he seemed really sure of himself as well. I'm quite... He kind of smiles and says, I see a lot of myself. Different parts than Eugene, but that boy can go far. Yamanari, what say we go and pay that boy a visit? I think he could use I think he could use some good friends to help him become... You know what? I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. Let's do it. Let's be superheroes together.
I was going to suggest that we head down to my secret lair. We can train out and test out your powers, see what you can do with whatever that glowing ball and cart was.
Alright then.
Do you really think we should be adding some random normal high schooler to our team?
Well, if he's got what it takes.
You should be saying something like, do you think that we should add a teen titan to our team?
Well, I mean, as far as Yamanari knows, the boy with red hair has no powers. So he'd just be a normie little kid.
Yes.
It wouldn't be a good idea.
But you know what? Yeah. I'm not sure about... Look, it's something that struck me about the red-haired kid. He wasn't like other kids. I've met a lot of people his age. He was different. And I feel like I was being read like a book.
Oh, you think?
If he actually has powers, he could be invaluable. And he right now, in terms of allies, he's the only lead we have, and I don't want to don't want to put anything in the small lads, because that'll be too obvious. So, I think that boy is our best lead at the moment. So, what do you say? Well, just give him a shot. If he turns out not to be the one we're looking for, then we won't have him.
Well, at this time of day, I would not be a good idea for me to head out and find him. Why don't you go and grab him and bring him back here again?
Alright, I'll do just that. Thank you so much, Yamanari. And I get off the couch, go around, and offer to shake, and hold out my hand for him to shake like we did the first time we met.
Yamanari shakes again. Wraps his giant dragon claw around your hand.
Yamanari. Grandpa. One short guy, grandpa, one really tall guy looking down at each other. And then, as both of you actually shook hands and decide to actually pay the school a visit for your grandpa, you decide to actually head straight towards the university. So that is most likely the time where Jason's going to be in class, and then you're going to be knocking on the door, and people are going to be saying, hey, it's Grandpa! So everybody's going to be flocking to you because you're like a celebrity right now. You're the Captain America of Miracle City.
And with no secret identity.
No secret identity. And Yamanari is like the monster of Miracle City. Until people can open their eyes and see that, hey, Yamanari isn't a bad guy after all. But after that handshake, meanwhile, inside a secret military base, one particular general was looking down at the lower decks of the floor itself as he stood there within the second floor office. And then the sign behind him saying MTG, the Multiversal Travel Gate. As he speaks out, I want you to actually investigate the multiversal travel of this gate that we just discovered. And we need to actually investigate if this creature, they call themselves the Blue Dragon, is a creature that comes from a different dimension, or is it the same dimension as ours? And report. What Earth do you believe this creature is from? Then after that, the voice from monitor that said, Sir, General Ross, sir, it seems that our Earth is Earth 919, and the creature is reported is of this world, sir. That is impossible. How is a creature like that being in our world? Investigate again. And this time, I want you to actually check on this particular person, known as Grandpa. Very well, sir. Besides, this session will now need to be continued until the next one. And the general said, yes. The session will be continued. We will commence from there. And thank you all for watching, and we'll be seeing you next in the next coming issue 1 of Mutants and Mastermind.